What's going on, guys? Looks like the mic is working tonight, so no 3 days in a row of silence to start off the show. Hope everybody's doing okay. I'm doing okay. Been hopping online a few times today. I was in Gems earlier today arguing about the sun, and I had a really interesting discussion that'll probably come up today on Jose's show with Big Blue regarding flight over the Earth. That was pretty cool. Had a good weekend. Hope you guys had a good weekend. It is Monday, December 21st, 2020. And holidays right around the corner. Everything's shutting down. No work. Kids are laying around playing video games. It's pretty cool. Let's see what we got in chat. YouTube, what's up, YouTube? Gently's channel. Hey, Gently, how do I falsify the intro? You can't. It's unfalsifiable. Just like the globe. Flat for life. Yeah, it's working, Ranty. Cool, man. Thanks for letting me know. Brandon Cook, Mark Collard, Matrix Media, Flat for Life, Rito Najkin. I'm sorry if I pronounced it wrong. I'm not good with the Z's and the J's. I'm still waiting for a quote saying swells travel at over 500 miles an hour. Well, just wait right there, silently and patiently, and we'll get you that with haste. Lee Nas. Let's see who else we're going back here. Gary Wybinga. And Ian Adams. Did I say Ian Adams? Eternal. Page 42. What's up, Page? Flat Tarn. Ian Matterson. Hope I didn't miss anybody. If I did, apologize. Good to see you guys in here. This may be the only show this week. Because I have, like, in addition to Christmas activities where I'll be traveling quite a ways away from my house, I've also got an anniversary and a birthday packed in there on different days. So I don't know how much ability I'm going to have to do a show Tuesday through Friday. Certainly we'll be back on Monday. And I might do some shows on the weekend, see what's going on. Should be pretty chill around here. Usually the last few days of the Christmas vacation, we just kind of lay around and watch, stream shows for 12 hours a day and watch the Harry Potter trilogy again, or what is it? What's it called when there's 8 movies? Octilogy? I have no idea. But yeah, so I'll try to do that. I'll try to sneak a couple in. Maybe I'll put out some of the tapes that I haven't put out yet. If there's any good ones. I haven't put out overtime in a little while on my channel. So I've got some of those backed up here. So maybe I'll put those out. Who knows? There'll be plenty to do. You guys will be busy anyway. But yeah, that's what's going on. If you want to support the channel with a donation, you can do it through Streamlabs. And that link is coming up right now. Here we go. It is in the chat right now. And I'll just pin it to the top if you guys want to use it. The best way you can support the show is to bring us some research, bring us an argument, come into the Discord, support, the discussion, support the conversation, be a part of it. Even being in chat, being active in chat is cool too, because we do get bombarded with globe trolls. One thing that we don't pay much attention to is the thumbs up. If you could hit the thumbs up, that'd be much appreciated. And after the show, in the comment section, we have like 5 or 6 dedicated trolls who are there like every day, like it's their job. And they comment, they just throw negativity just constantly. And there's a few people who push back, but not very many. The globe trolls way own the comment section pretty much, to the point where going through them, it's just like, oh yeah, okay, I'm a dumbass, this and that. You just read through it. But feel free to pop in there and do some verbal jousting. That'd be cool. But anyway, glad you guys are here. National Poon's Christmas Vacation. Yeah, that is one of my all-time favorite. I think even Groundhog Day is a good movie to watch over the break. We usually watch the National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, though. That's an awesome movie. Anyway, Scrooged. Anything with Bill Murray, pretty much. Stripes. Whatever. Anything. That guy's hilarious, man. I'll even watch that Steve Zissou and I can't even remember the title, but it's the one where he is a captain of a what are those things that underwater? Submarine. And it's like he's Jacques Cousteau and his son. It's kind of quirky, but that's even a good movie. Anyway, I am blathering. We've got some people in Discord. So why don't we hop in there, see what's going on, see what we can get started. Plenty to talk about. And
think about it. Away. Yeah, I think Jeremy's onto something. Here.
When I was in elementary school, we used to chase the girls around and tease them, and but it was because you're trying to get closer to the girl. So that's the way you go do it,
Copperfield.
What's up, guys?
In elementary school,
don't tell me this has been on live, Brandon.
Just the last 10 seconds, Copperfield was
you motherfucker.
Good exclamation point.
I mean,
I
had my first kiss in like 3rd grade, so.
All right, enough of this subject, right?
So what are you guys talking about anyway? What the hell's going on in here?
Gravity.
Are we live right now?
Yeah, we're live.
We were talking about gravity there, Brandon.
Oh, gravity, the magical, fantastic gravity. Does what you need it to do, where you need it to do, when you need it to do it.
Yep, and Coriolis. I found a great video there. I gave it SE. I was posting it in Jose's chat, but he wouldn't play it. It was just about Coriolis, how it is an optical illusion. They even even specifically use those words. It's 2 minutes, 8 seconds long, and that's what they say. Just remember, Coriolis effect is just an optical illusion. It has no effect on anything. And that's what they said. Yeah. And that was National Geographic. So that conversation's finito.
Oh, that's hilarious. I got to see that. Where's that at, Al? You should pop that in.
Give me a sec. I'll post it in the general, mate.
Okay. You said it was National Geographic. I might not be able to play it, but...
No, but that's what I'm saying. I think that's why Jose, but it's certainly worth a look, Brandon. It's 2 minutes.
Okay.
And it just... You'll laugh. I'll just get it off my list.
Are you sure that's not the Cornholius effect in the Farmer's Almanac you should be looking at right now?
No, that
the
effect
Coriolis
is permanent. That's a real effect, Jimbo. So in the thumbnail, if anybody noticed in the thumbnail tonight, it said, or in the title, it said last show. So, yes, this is the last Ranty with Brandon show. The trolls have won. They have beat me down into submission. I can't take anybody saying to me, you don't understand ever again. I just heard it 1,000 times. And it's just put me over the edge. So I'm going to rename the show. So this will be the last Ranty with Brandon show. The show coming back will be something different. A new start. A new fresh name. Same cast, different series. Call it a spinoff.
That sounds like a really long title.
I feel like if they start...
Yeah, it's a bit long, Brandon.
All right, I'll work on it.
It's a bit wordy.
Yeah.
If they started off with you don't understand, and then go on to say here's why.
Something else, something different, same cast. Like I don't know the title, man.
I've got it.
If they go on to say here's why you don't understand, and then go into explaining something about it that maybe you didn't get or whatever, then that's legit. But if they just say you don't understand and that's the end of it, then that's bullshit.
I've posted that in the chat there, Brandon. In the general.
Is it?
All right.
I've got the option for you. You got one of two options, and I think it'll work either way. The first one is Brandon toys around.
Okay.
And then the other one would just be reversing it, toying around with Brandon. That is, we're just shooting the shit about everything.
Okay, I'll consider those.
Please don't. At least not the second one.
How about the Goy Toy Company?
The Goy Toy Company. It's got a certain flavor to it that I don't know if mixes well with Flat Earth, but I kind of do like it.
Brandon, why don't you call it the Brian Cox channel and you'll get like thousands of hits, man?
Oh man, that's fucking great, man. Real science.
Or the Neil deGrasse Tyson or something channel or something close to that, so you're not really
debate globe Earth and more.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
Some dumb boy has
know
a
what?
better ring to it.
I was talking to Ranty, when he said you're going to take the show over permanently, and I was like, well, you got any ideas for the title? Because I've been racking my brain. I can't come up with anything that I like. And he had that same suggestion. He said, call it debate flat Earth or more, or because no one's got the channel name now. I don't know about that. That would be hilarious.
well, debate globe Earth and more. It should be like Jeremy said,
Yeah.
not flat.
Oh,
globe Earth
debate globe Earth and more. Okay.
and more, like taking the piss. You know what I mean?
Okay. This video,
And that means you're inviting people on. Then it's more of an invite. Debate globe Earth. And it's like, come on. Oh well, I don't know.
Yeah, we'll just reframe it. If you think the Earth's a globe, come in here and tell us why. Well, our panel of science experts will tell you.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, totally exaggerate it, man.
We'll tell you where you're misunderstanding gone wrong. Yeah.
Yeah, bring
Yeah,
your
we'll
pocket
set this
rockets
straight.
and show us.
Well, we've already got a professor. Anyway, we've got Dr. Professor Etherband Boy. So we do have now.
Hey, you'll enter
everybody
curve
drink.
and you'll leave flat and level.
Huh.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, we'll see what it comes back to. I'm still stuck on oh shit.
If
Flat
this
for
the
life.
only show this week, I will take the chance to wish you and your family all the best for Xmas and all my flat friends. Merry Christmas, Brandon.
Thanks, Flat for Life. He just donated $40. Really appreciate it. Same to your family, man. I hope you guys have a good Christmas and a holiday. Thank you very much. Anyway, sorry about that. Yeah, so we'll see what I come back. I might just go with Brandon's. I don't know. I've got lots of ideas, but I'll keep it simple. Maybe something will strike me over the.
I would keep flat Earth. I would keep flat Earth out of the title, because we're getting censored, not censored, but we're not getting promoted like we should. Maybe if you leave flat Earth out of the title, then it might, reduce
And
the
Brandon
chances.
sounds fine. Simple is better, actually. It's not necessarily like you're selling ice cream or something, or you have to brand it necessarily
Brandon's found table.
in any specific thing, and that leaves the option open for a bit more diversity and subject matter, in a sense.
Yeah, good point.
What about-
Yeah,
We're gonna start pushing diversity now.
not that kind of diversity.
Flat Earth,
Listen,
but-
I'm like 1/8. I'm like 1/8 Indian or something like that. So y'all better respect me.
No.
Now, Ruhif he said this a couple times, rebranded, which I thought was pretty cool. He says it's objectively the best name, but I do like it, Ruhif. I do. But
What about definitions?
Well, you
don't matter.
could call it something like brand on Earth. Brandon, brand on Earth,
maybe Jimbo.
marketing brand.
We'll see. Anyway, so what's going on with you guys? What's been going on, Jeremy? You been battling it out this weekend over at Gems or what?
No, I usually take it easy on the weekend, spend time with the fam.
Okay, but I did
I was
hear you
getting it in
had
with-
time to let everybody know that you are the champion of Friendly
yeah, I
Fire
mean,
Friday.
That definitely helped the ego a little bit.
Fuck. Kiwi.
Absolutely. And how long did it take you to get over it, Travis, that you had lost the title on the last?
I'm still not over it.
He's still
I
crying
mean, it
into his
wasn't,
cup
it
right
wasn't a
now,
bona fide win. It wasn't.
sobbing.
I conceded, but it wasn't a bona fide win.
Okay.
Oh,
so-
I've actually
Oh,
went back.
man.
I've actually went back.
Oh,
I've actually
that's
went
very
back and
little of
looked over
you.
the. I
He didn't
looked
really
over
win.
the.
I just gave up early.
Well, I've actually went back over and looked over the recording, and there definitely was some shenanigans, a bit of subliminal use of numbers by Brandon there, actually.
Wait a minute.
Oh,
What
is
do
that
you-
what it was? It was
what-
numerology. He's casting spells.
I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you, it was just every time he said, whoever he said, he would, for example, I noticed in the last one, well, two of them, he goes like one sort of, what did he say? Jeremy 1, Travis 2. So he was doing that auto suggestion into the crowd that Jeremy 1 and he done it against me as well. So
you think
I
that
think-
I influenced the vote? That's your theory? Howard.
yes,
Well, I
yep,
hate
with
to
this
tell you.
NLP
I hate to tell
stuff.
you, all of your various lawsuits that were entered on Friday have been thoroughly investigated to conclusion with my team of investigators and lawyers, and we have found no
Irregularities.
shenanigans. Yeah, no irregularities. Thank you. That's it.
Oh, okay, I'll accept that then. I'll take you at your word. Good. Okay, fair enough.
Okay, thank you very much. Yep.
You're welcome.
Why would he lie?
Yeah. What do I have?
Yeah,
to gain?
exactly. Why? You know, that's why I took it. You got it exactly.
By the way,
That's
Jeremy,
all
I'm
right.
still waiting for that 20 spot. So just hit that up to me.
I
you
mean,
know.
obviously, everyone who was in the YouTube chat would have had to been in on the lie for it to be a lie. Okay, obviously.
I didn't even vote for anyone or myself. I was voting in the Discord chat, and then I was like, why don't I see anyone else voting?
Oh shit.
I voted for Travis. I was behind you, mate. I voted for you, Travis.
In the finals, Ellie?
Yeah, I did. Yes, indeed.
Okay, that was the only time the votes didn't count since you,
Jeremy was basically like voting on that one like the machine in the back room that's not plugged into anything else that they sent all the Trump voters to.
Yeah, that was fun though. I'm getting some questions ready, so I guess the next time you're gonna have a 2-week championship reign there, Jeremy, since we won't have a show on Friday.
Oh no! All right.
So you got two weeks to bone up on all your flat Earth information and hone your argument skills. Not that you need any
I'm
honing,
up.
right? I mean, you are the champion.
I live, sleep, and eat this
Fucking
shit.
rub it
so.
in.
I wake up with this and go to bed to it.
I do too. You know, when I first got into flat Earth, it was like 20 hours a day. I would wake up, put the thing in my ear, listen to flat Earth all day long, research videos all day long, and all the other crap that comes along with flat Earth, and then fall asleep to it. Like in the middle of the night, your brain is like hearing the voices like from the videos or whatever, and you're thinking about this and thinking about that. I mean, it was literally like 24 hours a day. So somebody said to me after a while, after I was in it for like 6 months or stuff, they're like, maybe you're brainwashed, and I'm like, well, maybe I am brainwashed. I've been listening to this shit for so much. I mean, so I stopped listening to any flat Earth stuff, watching any flat Earth stuff, and I got just as obsessed with poker. I was playing poker like 16 hours a day online. And then I, after like 3 months of that shit, my wife, giving me a bunch of shit. Not that I lost money. I mean, I was a winner, of course, guys, you know that. But
Obviously.
after that, I went back to it and I was like, yep, I was even more convinced that the Earth is flat. I heard the arguments again and I'm like, yeah, I think the Earth's flat still.
If she would have just given you
Time
one more
has
vote, you
progressed.
guys would have been set for life, right?
As time has progressed, the arguments for flat Earth has gotten vastly better. When I first got into this, the flat earthers in the debate, channels had it rough. And nowadays, I feel like it's easy peasy if you walk into this as a flat earther.
Oh yeah, because all they had to do was show us one of those pictures of the horizon in front of a boat and go, there's Earth curve, and we're like, and then finally that shit got all worked out on Nathan's pretty much and other places, but a lot of that work Ranty did with those guys over on Nathan's in the early days, where he's like, no, look at this, and they're talking about the optical slant. You remember when all that happened? It was like within like the first couple hundred episodes of Nathan's show.
I didn't start watching Nathan until about 700-800, but I think the thing that did it for me was the black swan. It got, we never see the geometric horizon. That's Earth curve. If you're saying we never see it, you can't in the next sentence say what's blocking the boat, Earth curve. We never see that. So what the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah, that was, they did a good job formulating that opinion and pushing it for a long time. And it is true. If you don't see the geometric horizon, how can you do any measurements against it? Oh, well, we know we know when it's geometric and when it's just refraction. Right. But yeah, it's good stuff.
I mean, they don't know. The special boys know. The scientists know, of course.
Yeah, it's all well known. Light has been understood for hundreds of years, and all this is well known, and blah blah blah.
Oh, thousands of years. They've known about like millions.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, but people have known
I
the
mean-
Earth's flat since the dinosaurs, so I don't know what the hell they're
Right.
talking about.
That's why the dinosaurs died, was because they wouldn't accept the caveman's teachings about it being a globe Earth, so they died. Evolution.
I hadn't heard that take on it, but that makes sense. I never believed that asteroid stuff anyway. So anybody got anything interesting that's been going on? Travis, I know you put out a video with Pebbles video, Pebbles and your observations and analysis. That was really good.
Yeah, and then I made a shorter summary today, just a 10-minute, because something else clicked after I watched it, and then I had actually a hangout time with Heath Carmody, and put out a video today with our discussion. So he and I had a talk this weekend. But the one thing that came to my mind looking at Pebbles information is the middle ship that is on the wood, that's a solid black image. You've got the control deck that's up higher than the deck itself, right? So you've got those two lines of demarcation. If you wanted to pull it up, you could show it. I think it's at 3 minutes. When he opens the door and then drops it down, the hull of that ship completely disappears, and the only thing that remains is what's higher above the angle of incidence, which is the control deck. And it clicked to me that that's the same phenomenon that happens with sailboats, or with anything really, but when all you see in the distance in an inferior mirage is the sail, then the entire ship is behind that mirage, and then he shows that in real time. So I was pretty impressed with that, and I tried to do my best this weekend of giving him credit for that in the 2 videos that I put out. So
okay, yeah, I see you were busy over the weekend. Shit, you got like 6 videos on your front page that are all from this weekend. Which one are you talking about?
He had to do something
right now?
Well,
he had to do something. Sorry,
go ahead.
Take his mind off his
No, I was just
terrible
gonna-
loss.
Yeah, I was gonna say you had to do something this weekend after Friday, but
Yeah.
Keep him busy.
I mean, if you wanted to pull up the file that has Pebbles' video,
Okay.
the video itself, when you play it, go to 3 minutes.
Yeah, let's see this. We had a super chat come in from Taking Back Eden FE. Lies wrecked where dogmatism dies. Ooh, I like that as a slogan. It's not bad. What do you guys think about that as a slogan?
I don't even understand it. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay. Here, I'll put it in general chat just in case you didn't hear it.
Say it again.
Lies
Say it again,
wrecked.
Brandon.
Yeah,
Say it
lies
Say it
wrecked
again.
where dogmatism dies.
Lies wrecked.
Not a fun out for the
saying
name,
the
but
same.
just like a slogan.
It's saying the same thing. You know, dogmatism dies, right? Dogmatism dies. That just the teaching, the pseudoscience teaching, dogmatism, right? This is the way it is. It's in a book. It's written in stone.
It's dogmatic,
but-
yeah.
Right, so it's dogmatic. That, and then so the other part is, what was it? Lies what?
Lies wrecked.
Right, so dogmatism is a lie, and so lies wrecked. The lies
Oh,
of
all right, I get
dogmatism are wrecked. So that's how it
Yeah.
makes sense to me.
Yeah, thanks. Taking Back Eden FE. That's a good suggestion. Okay, so I'm opening the thing. Let me get to it. I'm getting distracted here. And 3 minutes in, and I think that might have been what he was trying to point out. But while I'm bringing this up, Travis, I see you had a 1-hour session with Heath Carmody. Is that from recently?
Yeah, you didn't hear me say that just now. He and I shot him a Skype this weekend, and he had some free time, so he and I chatted for an hour.
Oh, that's what. Okay, no, I missed part of that. Okay.
Okay, so go back to the large image, right? Go back to the large image
Okay.
that you just had. Okay, right? So either one will work, but the one on the left, the top square of the boat is the control deck, right? So that when the cold air rushes in and the inferior mirage swallows up the large body of the boat, the only thing that remains is that top little square. And it becomes inverted on itself, so then it's a rectangle because it's doubled. So that becomes what happens with the sailboat, for instance, when you can't see the body of the sailboat.
Oh yeah,
Body of the
exactly.
sailboat.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Okay, I know exactly what picture you're talking about too. I'll bring that up in a minute. Or what sailboat? If it's the same one I'm thinking of. So about 3 minutes, you said. Let's see if. Oh, there it is, right there. Right about there. Like 3:51 in this one. This one has the stills at the beginning. Yep.
yeah,
That's exactly it. Just like in your one,
And then you could-
your one where you've got the mast. It's like makes a you
Yeah.
just see the mast. Yeah.
yeah. But and so what happens is because the effects of nature don't transition as quickly as what Pebbles does here, right? He just has this massive cold front come in, so it happens immediately. And when you're looking out at nature, you've got to be looking there for 2 hours in order to see the transition happen.
Yes, because as the sun
Yeah.
passes over us, that transition is constantly, that transition never stops on Earth. It's constantly happening everywhere.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. The sun is kind of like the heat inside, and as it goes around, the cold air coming in, is the garage door opening. It's just this continuous cycle around the Earth that follows the sun. And even the National Weather Service, I think the NOAA is the one I always cite that says weather follows the sun. I mean, that's a common saying in, I guess it's meteorology. Weather follows the sun. So anytime like they bring up these arguments about coriolis and hurricanes and weather patterns, you can point to this big ass bright thing in the sky that heats the whole world up and say, you don't think this might have something to do with it?
Yeah.
These Arctic regions and blasting against the hot air that's created by this giant furnace thing we have up in the sky. Makes sense to me. But anyway, in fact, speaking of the sun, we were talking about that in Gems this morning. I don't know, Jeremy, if you listened to that or not. Those guys me and Jem were going back and forth about the sun. My whole point was, we can't know the inner workings of the sun. We don't know what the sun is. I'm not going to sit here and say I know what the sun is and how it works. And, these guys think that they have a good idea or know until proven wrong what the sun is and how it works.
Oh, they know the temperature of the core of the sun, all kinds of stuff. Yeah, they're crazy with it.
Yeah, and he was saying to me, well, that's just a dishonest position because you and he always exaggerates everything. You're just saying that nothing is knowable, and how will human society ever advance if we all think that nothing is knowable?
Because we've made so much advancements based on the temperature of the inner core of the sun.
Right, that's what I said. I said, what utility does it have to know what the temperature at the inner core of the sun is, or even for me to say, I know what the sun is? I can still see all the effects that we can
Who's
see
defining
on
what
Earth.
advancement is? Who's defining like what the actual advancement would be? Like development of a new tool or advancement of like the way people interact with who is he to decide whether or not the world gets to advance without that piece of knowledge or not? Why would we like defer to him on whether or not we can advance?
Well, I was just trying to get him to say something like, "Oh, well, we based this microchip off the inner the sun, or this is how we built solar panels. We had to know what the core temperature of the sun is." Something, but there was nothing. And so he goes to solar panels. And, well, we've done plenty of stuff is based on the sun. Solar panels. I'm like, no shit. You don't need to know what the sun is to build a fucking solar panel. We can all feel the heat and the energy coming off the fucking sun. That's an effect. That's not what it is. I don't know. It
Yeah,
just went
you'll
on
never
and on.
need to understand how the sun works, and guess what? The sun will keep working exactly how it works.
Right. And I said it's unknowable. And he says, "Oh, it's unknowable. So that's, you're being dishonest. You just give up. Just give up. What if we all just give up?" And I said, my opinion is that you cannot know what the inner workings of the sun and what's in the core of the sun. There's nothing wrong with saying that. I don't think you can know that. I don't see a way to know it. At least not now.
I mean, I think we could possibly know it someday if, NASA stopped fronting on us, but as far as just a regular human right now, yeah, no.
Yeah, I mean, what are we going to do to figure out what's in the center of the sun? Shoot a probe into it? Are we going to get any info? There's nothing I can do. There's no book I can go to, no activity I can do on the face of the earth in order to figure out what is in the core of the sun. I can make some shit up.
And that's not even a tenable way to have like fruitful conversations. If you're gonna be required to allow for everything that might happen in the future for you to have your conversations, suddenly every conversation is basically worthless because something might happen maybe in the future.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't listening earlier. I think I fell asleep listening to it.
Yeah, it was turned into a shouting match at one point, and he told me he was going to mute me if I didn't shut up. So I had to shut up. I just had him in fits, man. It's pretty funny.
Yeah.
But anyway, then I did talk to Blue, and I know Rakia was listening there on Jose's show. I don't know if Rakia can talk right now, but that was an interesting conversation. You guys might want to go back and listen to that. In fact, I might put it out as a clip. That conversation.
I would go fuck them. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
It was a very cordial discussion. Did anybody catch it?
No, I would go on Jose's and fuck them guys up, but Jose doesn't have a regular scheduled show like you do, so I never know when he's having a show, when he's not.
Yeah, he kind of keeps whatever's going on. He just does the show whenever he can.
Yeah.
But
yeah, Brandon, you did a good job to get Blue to say that you can't tell in an airplane whether you're flying over a flat plane that's non-moving or a spinning sphere was priceless.
Absolutely, and he was very.
You got Blue to say that?
Yeah.
Yeah, very nice, very easy going about it. He had to say it. He had nowhere else to go.
Holy shit! I'm gonna go back and check that.
They're breaking down little by little. I actually made Rumpus quit a conversation today. And have you ever seen Rumpus leave a conversation? Well, he did it today at Jose's.
No, he usually gets kicked. How did that come about?
In the after show, I drilled him so much on the Lake Pontchartrain power lines and the left to right curvature that Soundly posted that he just said, "I give up. I'm leaving." Of course, he called me an idiot and ignorant 5 times before he left, but he definitely left. But Blue definitely did a good job. I actually commended him on being honest, because we've been trying to get him to
did he
say
leave
that for a year?
Because he sucks and because he's an idiot.
I just said he left.
That's why.
Yeah, but why was that?
He said he didn't want to deal with an idiot anymore, but he still left.
Right, because you kept asking the same question over and over again, even though we answered it every single time. That's why he was done with it.
Hi, Ed.
Why don't you give us the answer right now?
Hey, what's up?
Yeah, we'll let the audience determine that.
Give us the answer right now.
I was there, actually.
Yeah, what was the question? Maybe I missed it.
Ed, tell him the question.
No, let's hear it from you.
Oh, no, you were there.
He doesn't even know.
Question.
He doesn't even know.
You don't know it, Ed, or what?
I want to see if Rakia's honest.
He
at least
know.
Once in his life, so let's hear it.
You're the one who brought it up, buddy. How about we hear it from you?
We asked you what it is first, so.
I don't care who asked it first.
Yeah.
You don't know then. Okay.
It seems like maybe he doesn't know what he's talking about.
Yeah.
He doesn't know what the question was.
Right.
That's what it sounds like. Sounds like
Good
someone's
job.
got caught and he doesn't. He's not comfortable with coming up with
Ed
something because we
called-
can check it right away, right?
Ed cut into the conversation like 10 times and never said one thing about the argument. All he did was attack me. He never said one thing about the bridge or the power line or the left to right curvature shown by Soundly.
Ed, what do you think?
Sounds
Do you
about
think
right.
Soundly proved the curvature of the Earth with his photograph?
Who did?
Do you think Soundly's photograph proves the curvature of the Earth?
Which picture is that specifically?
His famous
Pick
picture,
one.
the one that's in Wikipedia.
I really don't know what you're talking about. If
Oh.
someone can post it.
What the fuck? Dude, Soundly's bridge. The picture of Soundly's bridge. Do you not
Right,
know that?
I don't know who made every picture.
Dude, you're
Why
in
is
this
that
discussion
Is that the
one
every
with,
day. I don't understand how
it's
you
like
can
a
not know
long
that.
bridge going over a lake off into the distance, and it looks like it goes up and over.
Yeah, I see something in the
Is that the
chat
one?
if that's what you're talking about.
This
How
one-
long have you been in this for? Did you just get in last week or?
Again, I don't remember everyone's name of every picture, so why is that
Alright.
strange?
I don't know. It's a little strange, but all right.
Yeah, why is that strange?
Oh, that's
I mean, this
different
has
than the one I was
been a
thinking
big
of, but it
thing.
looks similar.
This
Maybe.
is a big thing, Soundly's bridge here, also known as Rocky's bridge.
I'd like to point out,
Okay.
Brandon, I posted a picture in general where I asked Soundly yesterday, tell me about this photo of the bridge and what is stacking. And his comment was that it's multiple photos overlaid on each other, which I never really knew until Soundly and Jesse described that to me a little while back. It's also compressed.
It looks fake.
Perspective. Yeah, but that's just from stacking. It enhances the colors and the where you can see it better. Because when you take a picture over 20 miles or 24 miles, it's blurry looking, right? So they use this stacking. It's a photography, not a trick, but they use it in photography to enhance the colors. Now it's not supposed to change the image, right? But it's still manipulation of the photo, and it's kind of disingenuous to post this as a photo when it's actually multiple photos spliced together.
Yeah.
Right? Or however they do it.
And in attempting, I can understand the desire to remove blurriness, but blurriness is part of what we see when looking into the distance. So if we're trying to figure out what reality is, we have to include all the parts that are reality, and blurriness is part of the reality.
That's why I don't ever do anything to my pictures. It is what it is. If they're blurry or if they're out of focus or whatever it may be, I just post them, and I don't really want to.
Sorry, Rocky. I'd like to point out in the picture of this bridge supposedly curving. Look on the bridge where the road is. Does anyone see anything weird going on where the cars actually drive?
You can't even tell there are cars.
Yeah, but look at the angle of the road. It's like a 40.
Yeah.
It's like a 70-degree angle. That's almost 90 degrees. That the road.
I'll post a picture of what it actually looks like from ground level. I have videos of me driving over and all. It's nowhere near that angle. That's just the compressed perspective part of it.
That's what I mean. Does anyone think that is an accurate representation of what that road? What's happening on that road?
You know what I think that photo represents? You can do some trick photography with these focal tubes. I sort of suspect he might have a 7mm focal tube on a 35 with a about a 75 300mm zoom lens.
He claims there's not, Jimbo. That's his claim.
I have some focal tubes, and I
Right.
can try to find a shot and see if it mutates the image at all like that in different places. Because they use focal tubes to accentuate lens distortions and stuff.
Oh,
That'd be awesome if you tried to recreate it like that, Jimbo. If you have that
there's
equipment.
lenses out there
I'll
that
give it a shot.
They actually have dials that you can adjust the perspective, right? You can enhance it or decrease it before you take the picture in the lens, right? There's adjustments. Now, Soundly, I'm not saying that's what Soundly did. I would never accuse him of that. He's been very adamant that this is just a picture, but he told me that years ago, and then I find out that this just isn't a photo taken from the 15th floor of the Marriott. This is a stack photo, right? So then I found that out, and then I found out what stacking was just supposed to enhance the color. But how does it just enhance the color and doesn't affect the image if you're taking multiple photos?
That's why there are no cars on the bridge and stuff. the camera tries to, and the computer programming tries to optimize, that's why the water's so flat and no waves. When these pictures are stacked like a scenic mountain with a lake in front of it and whatever, you don't see water waves, right? It's all flat. It's because it's multiple images and the best samples of them taken to create one composite.
Exactly. But
Interesting.
you can't even make out the car on the bridge right there where he's at. And then, like he said, the water looks very slick and glassy. You know what I'm saying? That's just an effect of how he did this picture.
There's a device for most cameras. It's called the Arsenal. And it's been around for at least 5 or 6 years. It's one of those startups, but it's a really good device. You attach it to any model of camera almost, and it can control stuff like that and help you get perfect
Is
images.
it like the magazine cover of Globe Proofs then? This is like basically like looking at some model on the front page of a magazine. Look at all the curves she has.
This is actually almost comical. If they didn't pass it off as serious, I could be laughing at this, but I can't laugh because these bozos do everything to try to, including fraud, cheat, lie, do whatever they have to keep this fucking globe bullshit alive.
You can
Rocky, don't they have pressure gradient Rocky, don't they have pressure gradient inversions multiple times a day or at least once a day right at that bridge?
What'd you say? Pressure gradient what?
Inversions where the higher pressure is on top. Isn't there some kind of effect that happens there? Or
You mean with different temperature on the surface? I thought there was some kind of flow or something that you had mentioned once, Ricky. I can't remember if it was the water or the air, but it's always mad refraction on this bridge, right?
Well, somebody told me that the refraction is reverse because you get this kind of atmosphere where it's a higher pressure gradient on top than on the bottom.
Yeah, that's a myth. I'm gonna be one that talks against that. I don't believe that is or has ever been manipulated. It's always the result of what they see. Okay, so if you see an image doing something, then you attribute whatever that image is doing to the temperature, and that's all they're doing. They see an inverted image and they say, "Oh, the temperature must be inverted right at that moment," and they don't know because they're not there. There's no way to know because the system is so dynamic. There's just no way. Like Brandon, that paper that you sent me from that
exactly.
one.
They make it up as they need it, type of thing.
Which paper?
That article that you linked me from that guy from Denmark or whatever, and I pointed out that one statement that he made where he said that that there's 2 levels of I don't remember how he said it, but there's 2 levels of something going on as if they were like compartmentalized.
Right, like it's all separate and homogeneous within like layers, right?
In such a clinical way. Right. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think that's why I have a hard time swallowing the line that, well, we've tested all this in a lab, so we know. Well, I got to tell you, sticking a pencil in some water and seeing that there is a bend to the image when it comes in the water and out of it, or even small scale other tests in a lab, is nowhere near as complex as these long distance photographs. Nowhere near. I mean, maybe you can apply some of the understanding, but there's just so much going on.
Yeah.
Then you've got other shots like this of this bridge, which is looking down the center of it. And it is perfectly straight and flat and terminates at the horizon. This is quite a bit up off the ground. Can't remember how tall this thing is. It's up off the ground. It's like 20 feet or something.
About 16. I don't know if that's to the bottom or the the bridge deck itself, but it's about 16 feet.
16. Okay.
They always make an analogy, like if you're at the pool hall and you want to, you're picking out a stick to use for the game, and you're going to look straight down the stick to see if it's curved, as opposed to, you're not going to look at it left to right from a side view. But you would be able to tell if the stick was curving on a side view if you took a picture of it, put a ruler up to it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, isn't this similar to looking down the pool cue?
Yeah, this is looking down the pool cue right here. Exactly. Yeah.
I mean, this is perfectly straight.
See, and I don't exactly understand the pool cue analogy because it's tapered, right? It's fat on one end and goes down to a smaller tip on the other. And when you're looking down it, you're going to get an optical effect even when you're doing that. This bridge is not. It's pretty much the same, at this section at least, it's the same until it reaches a vanishing point. So if there was curve, it seemed like you would see it right here to me.
Yeah, it makes sense to me. I mean, you're looking down the length of it, just like they always want us to look at, because that's the easier way to see any. It creates that perspective view, like in Soundly's picture, where any of the bumps or curves are accentuated, and yet in this picture we don't see any of that. Now, someone said this uses a wide-angle lens, so it might distort it. Yeah, maybe. I don't know, but which photograph do I believe? Which evidence do I trust?
That is not a wide-angle lens. Thank you.
No? I don't know what this was taken as. It's just...
Yeah, I guarantee it's not a wide-angle lens. Guaranteed.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think it is either. It looks like it's zoomed in to me. Like if I was using my camera, I would get that same look about midway through my zoom, whatever that might be. You know what I'm saying? Like, what people don't understand, when you zoom all the way in, you don't. That's not what your human eye is seeing. You have to go about 30% out to get to where your human eye is, and then
you
anything
wouldn't see that
beyond that
brown
is being
post.
magnified. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, as you zoom in farther on the horizon, that brown post would disappear.
Correct.
And pillars in the foreground would disappear.
Can we get that picture without the red lines?
I'll have to find it. I'll see if I can find it.
Yeah,
Don't worry
I
about
have it. I can post it.
Don't worry about it.
At the right, it's partly chopped together too, eh? Some of this image, it seems to be segments that have been assembled.
Why do you say that?
Well, like at the right, the concrete doesn't line up with the red lines. It's offset there.
This should follow the bottom here of the bridge.
Okay. Oh, okay. It's one overlaid on another. I was just having an optical thing with the big picture and a smaller picture on top. I see what's happening there.
Oh, okay.
My bad.
Oh, no problem.
Sort of optical illusion for me. Sorry about that.
No problem. Let me ask somebody. So, Ed, why do you think that we don't see this curvature here, any curve in this bridge, if this bridge is curved such as we see in Soundly's photograph?
Does he know what Soundly's photograph is now, or still not clear?
Jeremy, settle down. So, So which bridge? You mean the last picture Rakia posted?
No, the one that's on my screen right now. I'm sharing my screen. But
It
is the same one as the last one that Rakia posted. Here, he's got the one without the red lines.
Right.
So where's the curve in this picture? Why don't we see it?
I don't know. Looking from a different perspective, I guess.
Yeah, but aren't we looking down the length of it? So any curve in this bridge, any change in its shape from a straight line should be more visible, just like looking down a pool cue?
I don't know. How is the thing built?
How is it built? What do you mean by that?
It's built flat and miles long.
Well, is it built
Flat
exactly
as a
straight? Is it
pancake.
built level? Wow.
It's the
Absolutely
same
level.
height, pretty much. Rakia can correct me, except for the underpasses for the boats.
And their masts and stuff.
I mean, look at the bottom of the bridge. Up in front of the picture, towards us, there's a lot of space in between the bridge and the water. Then as you go down, there's littler and littler space. It looks like the bridge is going into the water there.
Yep.
It's just perspective.
That's how
Yeah, I
perspective
know,
works. Finite vanishing point.
Flat, planar, linear perspective. Yes.
It literally looks like the water is going over the bridge at the end. Or like it's right there on the road, on the level of the road and the bridge.
Just
Right,
like in our
so
class.
we have
you
something
try-
similar here that's like 32 kilometers long, and you can't see one end from the other. So
The
How does
32
that work?
kilometers
What?
is quite a ways to see, but what do you mean when you say?
Well, it's only okay. Hold on, just real quick. Just if I'm coming in real clear. Matthias KP up in Amsterdam has got observations that are 32
no, he
kilometers
doesn't.
away.
He doesn't. Nope.
Okay. Try not to interrupt. Ed,
No, because I know exactly what you're talking about, and you cannot see one end from the other. Don't
Okay,
bullshit
Ed.
me, Travis.
Okay, Ed, just hold on. Remember you said to Jeremy, settle down? How about you settle down, Ed? Okay, settle down.
Right.
Right. Yeah, 35 kilometers is only about 15 miles, okay? So if you can produce images to show us what you're talking about, go ahead and do that. But otherwise,
Yeah,
your claims...
I'll send you the thing. Hold on.
Okay, yes. Try to send more than one, please.
What do you mean? I'll send you the information of what I'm talking about.
No. I'm saying...
Yes.
Okay, great. Are you touching yourself right now?
No, I'm actually going to send you the information I talked about.
Okay,
so
listen very
you can
carefully.
say no, but that's what I'm going to do.
Listen very carefully. I'm asking for images.
Yeah, I don't care what you're asking for, Travis. I'm going to send you the information I spoke about.
Don't send me anything, Ed. Thanks. Don't send me anything.
I don't care. I'll post it in the chat. You can look at it or not.
Okay. Well, while you're posting that, I'm not sure I heard your answer about why we don't see any curving of this bridge in this photograph. Did I miss it?
Right, but it's just one picture, and I don't know much about it. So why are you asking me about it? As the person who made the picture.
Okay. Fair enough.
Why ask you why you're here and dumping on everything, and someone asks you a question? Say, why are you asking me a question? Because you're here dumping on everything.
I'm just being honest. I don't have all the information. How can I determine anything about it?
All right.
So you just disregard everything out of hand.
So what do you got here, Ed? You linked me a Wikipedia page with I'm not even going to try to pronounce that. That's way too many letters smushed together for me.
Yeah,
this is the bridge.
I get that.
Okay, so just real quick, since you're bringing this up, Ed, you said that you have something where you live where you can't see 32 kilometers, right?
Right, it's the thing in the chat, general.
Okay, that's
chat.
okay. Hold on. Just okay. I said right. You said yes. Okay. So, is there anything in this information that you have now posted that addresses not being able to see 32 kilometers?
Well, it's not answering what you asked for specifically, but again, I don't care about that.
Brought up.
But I don't care about what you asked for, Travis.
That's what you
said
up,
so
Ed.
many times you refused to debate me when it was you who challenged me in the first place.
I changed my mind.
So,
no,
you know what? Then contact James on Modern Day Debate, like I told you.
I did. I told him
Bullshit.
I don't want to. Yeah, whatever. Okay, look, you're the one that just said right now that
I told you I don't care. I'll debate you on Modern Day Debate, and otherwise,
isn't a debate, Ed.
I don't
this
care.
Isn't a debate. Okay, you just said on this show that you cannot see an observation in the area where you live at 32 kilometers. Now, either show us what the fuck you're talking about.
Yeah, I did. It's in the chat.
Okay, so that's what I fucking asked you. I said
right.
so.
Then click on the link.
Right.
I've got the link open right now. So it's just a wiki page.
Okay, so Brandon.
Yeah, look at Brandon's screen, Travis.
Okay, Ed, I'm driving right now. Brandon, my point is does the information that he linked address the point that he made that you cannot see 32 kilometers in this particular discussion.
Well, no, I don't think that's possible because it's just a wiki page with like 4 or 5 photographs in it. So it's very high level information, not a photographic study or anything like that.
Right, so his claim means absolutely nothing.
I would tend to agree, Ed. We're going to need something more than just a wiki page.
What do you mean? I told you about the place I was talking about.
Okay.
Are we all aware that Wikipedia is not like some sort of official authority or source of information? People can just edit that crap. Do you guys realize that?
I know. Yes, but that wiki page doesn't make any claims about visibility, I think. I'm just showing
My son can't even use it as a source.
The thing I'm
Then
talking
it's
about.
irrelevant, Ed. It's irrelevant to
Travis,
your
I
claim.
don't care what you think is relevant.
I'm just pointing out to the audience.
You're making
this
things
is
up as you
exactly-
go. I don't
This
care.
is exactly why I'm not going to have a debate with you.
Right, because you
I'd
can't
like to
really-
point to the audience that my son writing papers in college cannot use wiki as a source. You know why? Because it's so unreliable and manipulated.
Yeah, again, this wiki page is just referring to the place that exists. It doesn't say anything about visibility, so relax.
The only thing, wiki is good for getting a general sense of what's going on and to point you at other resources.
Right, they have sources at the bottom.
But you have to be
So-
very careful because people with an agenda actually pay people to go on here and change things.
Oh, I know. It says Hitler is right wing. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Okay. So, I'd love to see what you did base your statement on, or your claim that you couldn't see from one end to the other, but I'll have to check out this bridge. I don't think I've ever heard of it. Rakia, you posted another picture of the power lines in general. What's up with this one?
You can get this shot almost any day during the summertime. You get a lot of mirroring, or whatever you want to call it. I mean, it's just a lot of distortion over this lake. So you have to stop on the side of a medium of a raised freeway and get this angle. And Soundly did a lot of it. I've done a lot of it. There's only been a few days where you could even get something that wasn't distorted. You know, this lake, again, is the worst place to do observations. Why he chose it, I don't know. I honestly don't think he's being deceptive. I just think he's fooled by his own bias, right? So when he's posting these pictures, I think he's using everything to support his bias, like humans would, right? But this is not reality. This is an atmospheric effect bending a bridge along with perspective. I can show worse days where the actual bridge, not the power line, because I don't go there very often because it's so dangerous, but the bridge is so distorted and bent towards me because of the atmospheric conditions that you can't even tell it's a bridge. You know,
Yeah.
I can show you a picture of the power line that you can't tell it's power line.
Yeah,
You know,
this
it's
one
just
is
amazing. What? Yeah,
amazingly distorted.
Yeah, let me jump
I'll
in
show
real
you
quick
one worse.
Let me just jump in real quick, and because something just came to my mind. The curvature that we're looking at is due 100% to the conditions of the medium that you're looking for. If you had a bird, if this was a video and you had a bird on the left where the top of the power lines were, and that bird flew along
Damn you.
the top of those power line refraction. How about now?
Yep, you're good
Am I
now.
back now?
Yep, you're back now.
Okay, so as soon as the bird got to the point of where the refraction starts to bend down, that bird's image would get sucked down into the refraction. I've got it thousands of times on my show where the birds are flying above the refraction, and then if they get close enough, it's almost like a science fiction image. They get sucked down.
Yeah, that also at times they get magnified where they look huge, or their wings do. Like whatever part is in motion
Yeah.
will be so magnified, it looks like a big ship going across, but it's just a bird that's right on that edge of the mirage line, or whatever you want to call it. Ether band, shout out, everybody drink. You know, whatever you want to call it, it's just an atmospheric effect. it bends steel. You know, it doesn't actually bend the steel, right? It just makes the steel look bent to your view. I mean, it's very simple. I don't know why, you know, why anybody with minimum intelligence can't see it, right? I had Rumpus today telling me my image was blurry, and the one that he was using that I just showed y'all wasn't blurry and wasn't miraging and wasn't mirroring and wasn't doing all. I'm like, come on, man. You know, everything is Earth curve, but it's just so happens right where they say the Earth curve is starting, the you know, the distortion is starting also. It's not a coincidence.
Sure. B-ball for life, $5. The irony of saying someone is fooled by their own bias. Thanks, B-ball. Appreciate that. I guess the feeling is mutual. Okay, so let me ask Kosho, how you doing?
Oh, hey, what's up?
What's up, man? We just asked Ed a question, and he didn't really know the answer to it, but are you familiar with this image of the Lake Pontchartrain Causeway?
What's that? These blurry ones you're showing?
No, this one that I'm sharing in Discord right now. You should see it. It's from the center.
Let me take a look.
Okay. I think I've seen you post.
Oh, I haven't seen this one before, or maybe I have. I don't remember, but
Okay. Well,
nice one.
here's my question. So, why don't we see, since we're taking a view down the length of this bridge, so it's like looking down the pool cue. That's always used as an example. Why don't we see any curvature in this picture?
Okay. Who took this picture?
I don't know.
Okay. Simple answer. So in Soundly's pictures, he's looking down, what is it, 20 something miles. He's zoomed in to the other side. See the curve? This doesn't seem to be zoomed in very far. It looks like you can see the parts right next to where the photographer's taking the picture pretty clearly. So yeah, he's not focused on the end of it. So I'm not sure how far you can actually see clearly, but it doesn't seem to be 20 miles.
So your answer would be that you're not seeing far enough to see curvature, and it's straight for this portion of the bridge?
Yeah, there's a picture. So there's somebody who at first when Soundly's stuff came out, they claimed to have debunked him, and they have the same pictures he has, except for theirs are straight and his are curved. And the only difference between those two pictures is he's looking down. He's zoomed into the other end of the causeway, and the person who tried to debunk him didn't zoom in. They were looking at the part closest to them, just like this one.
So how many miles do you have to see of the bridge before you actually start seeing curvature?
I'm not sure. I would imagine at least the horizon, right?
So 3 miles.
No, it depends on where the horizon is. The horizon here doesn't seem to be anywhere near the length of the bridge that they have taped.
Right, so that's well over 20 miles.
I have no idea where the horizon is for this viewer. I don't know how high they are. I don't know who
You
the
can
person is.
see the water to the left. That's the horizon.
I see the horizon beyond the bridge. Yeah.
Right, that's at least 20 miles away.
I don't know how far away that is, and I don't know how far away the horizon is.
I've taken enough photographs. I've taken enough shots of the Anacapa Islands, which are 20 miles away. That's easily, if you're looking at that distance, easily.
Make as many assumptions as you'd like, but I don't make assumptions like that when don't have any information.
I have information.
You're making assumption of curve with no information.
I stand left for a second. My bad.
What'd you say, Jimbo?
He's making the assumption of curve without any, validation or anything to substantiate it.
When was that?
All the time.
So you're just throwing that out there. Okay.
You're saying that Soundly's picture, he's zooming way over yonder over the curve, and that's why we're seeing the curve, because he's focusing out over that curve. Where the other picture, he's not focusing at the curve with the camera.
Well, I said them. Soundly's told me that.
Ridiculous.
And the picture I'm looking, you can see clearly right next to the viewer, right next to the person.
I don't see a single Photoshop in that Soundly picture. It's a composite. It's stacked images. Means nothing. It's worth nothing to compare anything to it.
Well, in the question that I was just asked, I'd answered it validly with the correct answer, and you can dissect it if you'd like, but that's what's happened. In this picture, they're not zoomed in. The horizon is much further than anything that you can see going beyond it. In Soundly's picture, he zoomed in to the horizon to see the curvature occurring there. So you take it or leave it.
I'll leave it. So will most other people here, I'm sure.
I understand that.
All right, fair enough.
I've been around flat earthers before.
Thanks for answering the question. I also asked Ed another question, which was, do you think that Soundly's pictures prove that there's curvature to the Earth?
Well, I don't really use the word proof, but it's definitely I was telling this to him or to somebody yesterday that it's definitely an observation. It's very powerful in this argument because it's been used for so long. But it's definitely the type of observation that I mean, it's the same as when you see a ship that is a cruise ship GIF, and you can see the cruise ship getting more and more blocked by the horizon. It's the same idea. Anytime you see something like that getting blocked more and more by the horizon, it's substantiation of the curve view.
You know, there's
Is that
other
curve real or not?
atmospheric effects that can cause that same visual representation. Do you acknowledge
I
that?
wouldn't say the word cause, but that definitely can influence and change that. But I don't think there's atmospherics that can cause that. No.
Do you think that there's atmospherics that can cause objects to disappear from the bottom up?
Yeah, in some circumstances, like there's some miraging effects, but for specific the cruise ship I'm talking about, it's getting lower and lower at a regular rate, not just like, you know, a freak mirage sort of thing, and then there's a crisp cut where you can see nothing, and then water, and then the top of the ship. So atmospherics don't really do anything like that.
Sure they do. If you had proximal looming of the foreground, which we see in a lot of pictures like the ones that you're talking about, we can show you many examples from Travis's and others' observation, Flatz's observations. You have that proximal looming in the foreground. Anything that moves away from the observer past that proximal looming, that miraging of the foreground up to block the background, it's going to look like it's getting lower and lower because of angular size reduction, which is a predictable rate given the distance from the observer, right?
Not only
Yeah,
that,
it is predictable rate how far away a ship.
They compress, right?
It is a predictable rate how far away a ship would have to get before its angular size got too small to see, and it's not consistent with particularly the ship that I'm talking about. It's a Carnival cruise ship, but yeah, it would be hundreds of miles away before it was too small due to angular size to see. As I said, the atmospheric, if it could block off briefly, you know, in some distorted way, the bottom of the ship or the bottom of anything, it's not going to do so at a consistent rate as it moves away.
Sure, it would. Why wouldn't it? If you have a foreground
I just
looming
told
up,
you because the angular size is not going to play a part in that.
yeah, of course it is. Of course, it's going to play a part in it. As the angular size reduces, it gets smaller and is covered by the foreground obstruction more and more.
Yeah, but not at the rate that it's moving. It takes hundreds of miles away before.
Why do you say it takes hundreds of miles? Where are you getting these numbers from? Why would it take hundreds of miles? You're talking about thousands and thousands of feet of curvature at that distance, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's why it moves away at that rate, and not at a rate with not at a rate that the angular size becomes unresolved.
How tall is this cruise ship? It would have to be miles and miles tall in order for it not to reduce due to angular size at that distance. I mean,
Brandon, I posted a picture.
It's not hundreds of miles away, Brandon. I don't know why.
Ask him if this
I'm
is the
saying this
cruise
is how
ship
far
he's
we
talking
need to
about.
be away for your theory to be correct. It's not hundreds of miles away. It's like 20 miles away.
It doesn't need to be hundreds of miles away.
Yeah, it does before it can reduce to angle. Before it can reduce to be unresolvable by your eye. Yeah.
Okay, listen. You're not even taking into consideration refraction at 20 miles.
This cruise ship here is being all distorted close. It
Okay.
gets worse and worse. As it goes into the atmosphere, it just gets worse and worse.
Well,
The looming
Yeah.
increases
What does
in
that have
front
to do with anything, though?
it's loomed up in the front, and then it's being distorted. It's being mirrored right there.
This is
Yeah,
obviously
so why don't you go ahead and post
this
the
is
one where it's
obviously a loomed up
moving through the
foreground.
horizon.
You know how you can
It's
tell?
loomed in the foreground, and the background is distorted.
You know how you can tell this is a loomed up foreground or some kind of physical swell of the wave, one of the two, because of the rate of the distance between the waves. You can see it. This does not reduce and compress as it would were this due to distance alone and curvature. You would see a compression of this to a horizon that would be sharp. First of all, why does it look like this?
It is sharp. I posted the GIF actually, and yeah, no one said there wasn't any refraction occurring. What I'm saying to you, the reason why it's behaving the way it does in the GIF I just showed has nothing to do with refraction and it moving away and getting smaller due to angular size or any of these types of things.
Absolutely false.
Yeah, because at the very end, the very last part of that GIF, you can see the smokestack at the top. So what you guys are claiming is that the angular size has increased so much so that
you can see that
the smokestack is clearly
stretched
seen.
to
The size
hell
of
and
it is
back.
clearly seen. This
Yeah,
tells
it's
you
clearly
that
being
what you're stating is not correct.
stretched. It's clearly being stretched up. Look how tall it looks.
It's being stretched. Is it being stretched sideways too? Because the size of it is not fucking.
You're
not
amazing,
changing.
bro. You're amazing.
If it was stretching upwards, then it would be a super long smokestack and not a regular size smokestack, just hidden. The rest of the ship hidden.
It's not even the same size as it was in the frame before.
You think this is going over a curve? Is that what you're trying to tell us?
Absolutely, this is clearly going over a curve.
Do you have any more data about this picture? Because you've got
hold
5
on, just real
pictures
quick.
here. This,
Hold
Look
on
at the
real quick. I
second
have a
frame, how the
question.
blue windows in the back are so distorted.
Yeah, Rakia, there's no point bringing that up. There's distortion, there's refraction, there's the
No,
atmosphere.
you can deny it if you want.
That's
That's all you're seeing here is approximately.
Okay,
all you're
real
that doesn't
quick.
make sense.
Kosho, just real quick. Kosho, do you know how far away this cruise ship is?
I think there's claimed to be 20 minutes.
Don't say.
I
you
answered
think.
the question, dude. Don't ask me again.
No. Do you know?
That makes mac and cheese.
How far away is the cruise ship?
damn thing looks like it's going over a fucking cliff.
How far away is the cruise ship, Kosho?
Cliff in the world.
I've seen buildings like that on the coast of Florida on my cruise from the cruise ship. But it's like if there's a little bit of blockage in the foreground, man, over the next 10, 20 miles, man, it's pretty. It doesn't even have to be that far. It's extreme blockage. I see it all the time.
Yeah, the angle swallows it up.
Like the opposite of a black swan, man. It varies all the time, constantly.
Okay.
So
just real
I've
quick,
asked
because
them multiple times. They don't know the distance. They don't know the viewer height or nothing. They just,
yeah. So
Irrelevant.
just
location
it's
of
not
the
it's
observer.
not irrelevant. Okay, it's not irrelevant. The fact that Ed just said that.
No kidding.
Yes, it is.
Information
Highly
about
irrelevant.
the observation is
You're-
irrelevant, apparently.
Now we don't have to say what our observer height, our observer location, the distance to the object are. That's all irrelevant now.
No,
Okay.
who cares? You can see what's going on.
Okay, so when we show you
getting
something
bigger.
that
The further
clearly
yeah,
shows
okay,
the flat
so let me
Earth,
make
don't
a
ask any
statement.
more
Okay.
questions about information, okay? Because it clearly shows what's going on, okay?
Where?
Go
Right?
ahead, Travis.
Question was answered.
Where? Show any.
Question was answered. He said, "Do you know how far it is?" I said, "Clearly." I think in the video he claims it's about 20 miles. Okay. There's nothing else to be said about it.
Look how
That's how
it gets
far.
bigger as it
That's
gets
how far
farther
away
away.
the guy thinks it is. He's the guy who made the observation. I'll post the video for you. You guys can study it if you'd like, right? But short of that, there's no other information about the distance of this ship.
Whose video is this?
I'll pull it up. Hold on.
At 20 miles, there's supposed to be 210 feet of curve.
Do you think that maybe
So
that's why
that
the ship's
blue,
maybe that's why the ship's being hidden?
That's
still
way more
missing
than
a
20
whole lot of
miles.
curve there.
Really?
That
It's
boat is
missing curve. So
barely.
a ship that's 200 feet 200 feet tall, you can only see the smokestacks at a point where there's 200 feet of curve. That makes
At
no
20
sense.
miles away, at 20 miles away, you should be missing 21 stories. Should be hidden.
Why is it gets bigger,
They're
this
not
back
20
fin? Why does
miles
it get
away.
bigger in like
You're
the fourth
missing
image?
curve, friend.
Because he's got a zoom on his camera, Brendan. Because he's using different zooms.
Oh, was that a stupid question? It seemed like a natural question to ask.
Well,
when you
yeah,
see something
the
getting bigger
ship's
in
whatever in the very
fourth
beginning of
image.
the video, the ship's super small. It's not because it's really far away. It's because he's not zoomed in. He zooms into it.
So when you look at this GIF, this looks like a boat going over Earth curve to you.
Yeah, it looks like there's no other explanation for that. Absolutely.
What about this
I can
foreground?
invent one,
This
but the
foreground looks
one
like
you
a loom
invented doesn't
foreground.
work.
It has all the hallmarks of a proximal looming of the foreground into a false horizon. How have you ruled that out?
Well, I mean, actually, as a
Sorry,
GIF,
thing.
what it looks like is somebody edited together pictures of the boat slowly sinking behind a picture of water. That's what it looks like as a GIF.
It does look like that.
It doesn't
this
look like
looks
anything
fake as
real at
hell,
all.
To be honest with you, I mean, it does not look like natural.
I know, but you guys deny
Footage.
reality.
We
This isn't
don't.
new
No,
to
we
me.
don't deny reality.
Well,
This
hold
isn't
on,
reality.
hold on,
This
hold
is
on.
a 5 image
This
GIF.
looks fake as
What it
hell.
is.
You guys
Let's
just said.
clarify. Let's clarify. A GIF is not reality. A GIF is a cartoon. Okay.
Right.
All I'm saying
You guys
is,
are just
as a
denying
GIF,
reality.
these pictures right in a row, the way that they are, as a GIF, it doesn't look anything like reality. You don't see this.
Yeah.
Shouldn't that bother you?
I said I see it all
Even
the
if
time.
what you said is true, you would see a smooth transition over the edge. You wouldn't
Shouldn't that bother you?
suddenly disappear.
Shouldn't that bother you that your response to seeing something like this is just denying reality?
This isn't reality.
It's
Yeah,
not
this
real.
isn't reality. You
This
see,
is a
you
set of
say
pictures.
deny
That's not reality. Pictures aren't
Kosho,
reality.
because you're
Pictures are
trying to make
pictures.
us look
Reality
like
is
we're
reality.
crazy.
I'll give you the video. You can go through the video. This is just a
Videos aren't reality.
brief
Reality is
short
reality.
of the video. But here, give me 1 second.
Videos aren't reality, though. So I mean, I can show you a
exactly.
video of a
I
Death
understand
Star.
that you're going to
That
deny
doesn't make a
reality.
Death Star real.
Completely.
That's not
I
reality.
understand that completely.
Okay. So if I deny a video or a picture or a GIF or anything else that isn't
It's
reality,
not-
I'm not denying reality. I'm just
Yeah,
denying those
correct.
things. Denying reality would be you showing it to me in reality and then me denying reality.
Well, let's take a look at the video.
where
We
I'm
can
at-
look at a video. I mean, sure. Let's see. Let's
Oh,
see
yeah, I
what
don't
this
mind
is
looking
about,
at the
because
video. That's fine.
I still haven't
Videos
heard
are
the viewer
interesting.
height, the any of that stuff. What was going on with the water? If there was
Viewers on the
swells,
beach.
Look,
waves.
where I'm at in Jacksonville, y'all, I see a cruise ship leaving the harbor, about once a week if I wanted to go see it every time. But in the summertime, the Earth curve's a lot more during the summertime, and that's probably about 40 to 50 miles. And you got magnification. And in the summertime, the Earth curve's a whole lot more. In the wintertime, the Earth doesn't have as much curve, man. It changes all the time, man. But I see that all the
Yeah,
time.
the heat probably causes the Earth to pull in that area.
So,
But that's not
Brandon,
fake. I've
you
seen shit
you
like
said
that.
nobody told you what's going on in that picture with the water and the
And
boat.
the adults are talking heads.
But then,
I wasn't
Back down,
being
Ed.
shut up, Travis. But then you
Back
told
down.
us the water is obviously looming or something. So
Oh no, I said it has all the hallmarks
How
of
did-
a
how did you determine
proximal
that?
looming of the foreground into a false horizon. That's what I said.
right. So what information do you have to determine all of that?
Well, it's an optical phenomena, right? So what I would say is the distance between the swells and the lack of, we'll call it increasing compression of the distance between the waves towards the horizon.
Right, but when Gosho is explaining stuff, then you're telling him he doesn't have enough information, but then you make all these claims, but you don't have this information either, right?
All he's
Or-
doing is offering an alternate explanation. He's not
Right.
claiming that it absolutely is that thing.
Sure,
He's saying it could be something else. You don't have to provide
of course.
proof to say that it might not be one thing. Okay, if I see something on the ground while I'm walking down the sidewalk, I don't have to know what it is, absolutely, to suggest that maybe it's not chocolate. Okay?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I'm not making a claim about what the video is. You guys are claiming that it's Earth curve. If you look at that horizon there, you see how that shakiness, that kind of jaggedness, we see that in a lot of footage, where, especially where it looks like the water ramps up.
That's the
That's
thing,
a telltale sign of the proximal looming, where it looks like a ramp in the water.
Yeah, so you are making the claim that it's looming.
I'm pointing out an observation that I see about the footage and saying that it has signs that this is what the observation is.
So it's not a contradiction.
It's pretty damn windy too, so that water's blowing around a lot. You can see the white caps.
No, but the point is when there's an explanation of.
What does the water blowing around have to do with it?
You're saying
that creates swells. You don't know that, or do you discount swells?
I think it seems pretty clear what he's saying. What he's saying is that just because you claim it's one thing doesn't mean you've ruled out all of the other logical explanations. It seems pretty clear to me that that's what he's saying. Is anyone else here confused other than this person who keeps running his mouth?
He's saying
this doesn't seem complicated.
Don't have enough information.
That's right. And if he was on here saying it absolutely is this thing and you're wrong, well, then we might have a problem. But he's not saying that.
Right. So Gosho wasn't wrong when he said it was the curve. Got it.
He might not be, but he might be.
Great.
So this is from Wide Awake, this footage, who is a flat earther. And it, let's see what he says here. Filmed on 9/8/2016 from Cocoa Beach, Florida, 4:45 p.m., early evening, for over an hour. Cruise ships can travel up to 27 miles per hour, so this ship is at least 20 miles at the end of filming. I also do an experiment to show how a boat or ship gives you the illusion of going over the curvature of the Earth. I'll post more experiments and also hope this inspires more people to experiment with this also. So what was his experiment? I don't think I've seen this one. What was his experiment about why boats sometimes appear that they're going over the horizon? Do you know that, Kosho, since you're using the footage?
Yeah, I don't watch the second half of this video. I just use the fact that it's funny when people like you or people like Ranty, like this guy, they make these observations that go ahead and show the globe of the Earth when they're trying to show the flat Earth. But yeah, I never.
The globe of the Earth.
Yes,
there's a globe of the Earth. That's weird.
In
I didn't know
different
you
ways,
could show the globe
depending
of the
on
Earth.
where you're coming from to begin with.
I don't know what your point is, Kosho. Was that just an insult? Is that all?
It's you stating what is this guy's other explanation? I don't know what his theories about why it would be doing this. I know what's actually happening. I know what he's that he's done great work making an observation that shows the globe.
So looks
like
Earth ball. That's the extent of your thinking, Kosho?
Use this evidence because we were talking about Soundley's Bridge and this effect of something going beyond the horizon. This is a great example of it.
Do you see how windy it is? Did you interrogate this footage and probe into alternative explanations at all, or did you just say?
No. I'm asking you right now. Earth ball. You're saying it's windy. Now go ahead and say what that's going to cause.
You don't know what that causes?
No. Tell me how it's going to make this observation any different.
Well, first of all, that changes the water and can cause swells. Do you know what swells are?
Right. And then what kind of swells are going to hide a ship like that?
They can cause pretty big swells.
The swelly kind.
Yeah. And so as the boat recedes and reduces in angular size, the swells are going to cover more and more of the boat. It's pretty simple.
And the distance of the object.
Over there.
Do you know geometry?
If you have a 6-foot viewer and a 10-foot wave, it's going to hide a lot at a certain distance.
Yeah, if you have a 10-foot viewer and a 6-foot wave, what's that going to cause?
So that's why we need to know the viewer height then, sir.
Yeah, what's the viewer height on this observation that you're using, Kosho? What's the viewer height of the observation, Kosho?
He looks like he's probably 6 feet tall. Looks like he's probably 4 feet up the beach. So I'd give him 10 feet.
So you don't really know. You're just guessing now.
I'm looking at the same video you're looking at. He's on the beach. He shows himself on the beach. That's all you got to go off. He's holding the camera obviously up to his face.
Give me
That's all you can do is guess at it.
It's fine. We can go with a estimated viewer height. Give me a timestamp on where you see him standing on the beach.
Yeah, 47 minutes, 47:50, 47:30. He's standing on the beach the entire time. At the very beginning of the video, he shows himself standing on the beach, but wherever you'd like to go to.
Okay. So you're saying that's about 10 feet?
I'd give it 10 feet. It could be 8 feet. It could be 12 feet. It's hard to say. He doesn't but he shows where he is on the beach, and I'm sure that it's ramped up about 4 feet from there, so even 10 feet.
And this doesn't look like physical waves to you right here. This looks like compressed waves as they go over a curve. Is that what you're telling me?
No, I'm telling you that the waves are in no position from 20 miles away. A ship that size, if he's 6 feet, and the waves are, let's say the waves are higher, and they're also 6 feet. That's still not far enough away for the ship to be lower than the waves. So
Yeah, great.
I'm going to go ahead and also say that
So-
there's
so
no
here's
waves
the
that are taller than he is. So in that case, it'll never obstruct the ship.
Okay, here's the question. Do you know where that horizon line is?
No, yeah, I have no idea.
Okay, that's a significant.
I mean, simple maths will tell you that this a ship that's that close to him is not going to
If
be
you
by
don't
waves.
know,
Simple math.
if
You know how
don't-
far the ship
yeah,
is. You know how tall the ship is.
If you don't know
You can do the
how
simple
far
math to see
away
how
the
small it would
horizon
be in a distance.
Yeah, and you also have to take into account refraction and how refraction is going to distort the size of the ship, which then does nothing for your angular size. But again, if you don't know where that horizon line is, that's going to affect how a 6-foot wave will block something behind it, wherever that horizon.
You just said you know something, and then you said that. Yeah, if you know the size of the ship, and you know how far the ship is, you can know how small it's going to appear in the distance.
No, you're incorrect. No,
Yes, you can. You can know how small it's going to appear in the distance. This is how math works.
You're wrong.
Right?
You're wrong.
Yeah, okay. So what you can do then is see how far away it would have to be blocked by even a 20-foot wave. Okay?
And then you have to also take into account refraction and how that's going to screw up your angular size maths, right?
So it would need to be 10 times further than the 10-foot wave in order to be blocked by it. Or 20 times,
Okay, you're
10 times
not
further
paying
than a
attention, Kosho.
it'd be 10 times further than a
not paying
20-foot
attention,
wave
Kosho.
in order for it to be smaller than that wave.
Kosho, you're not paying attention. The conditions of the medium are going to screw with your maths, and you cannot apply your angular size.
Really? When has the atmosphere ever changed the angular size of something?
Every single time.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, it's on my channel. I showed it just this weekend, last week on my show.
Yeah, there's a bottom-up compression too. That's very common. I don't see that in this video here, but
yeah, you're saying that a ship that would be hidden by its angular size and have gone in the distance can then be brought back because it's now larger than it was due to the atmosphere.
No one said anything about bringing back.
It doesn't do this. This doesn't
No
happen.
one said that. No one said
But
that.
give me an example of something not.
You're
being
losing and you're trying to change the argument, sir.
so you brought us some footage that you saw. Oh, it looks like a boat's going over the curve. You didn't know the viewer height till just now. You didn't know what kind of swells there were because it's obviously a very windy day. You didn't think about
I didn't know the
proximal
name
looming.
of the captain of the ship either. I didn't know any of the relevant information. You're right. I didn't know that. I do know how big the ship is, though. You know how far away it is.
We know
I know
where he's
how
coming
small it
from.
would need to be
He doesn't
to
care
bring it.
about actual reality or truth. He just cares about trying to pretend to be right. It seems
Okay, I'm
pretty clear.
sorry. Okay, I'm sorry. Real quick. So I've been having a lot of roboting. So Kosho, you just said that you do know how far away the ship is. Is that correct?
Yes, the guy in the video says how far away it gets at the end.
Okay, so where is it when it first starts going over the curve? How far away is that? Do you
I have no idea.
Okay.
I can only make estimations about that based on his the extent to where he says it is at the end of the video. So there's no way for me to say where it is at any point.
Yeah, so the issue that I would bring up is that I have a observation of a ship going out 15 miles. So if this ship at a certain point in this video is 15 miles away from the observer, then we should both have the same effect in our observation. He's 15 miles away.
That's a ridiculous thing to say.
Oh, really? Why is that?
Why would you assume that an observation you made and an observation somebody else made in a different place on a different day are going to look exactly the same?
I'm talking about the fact that if you claim that at 15 miles a ship is behind the curve, then my ship at 15 miles should also be behind the curve, same scale.
And go to the same place he was on the same day, even, so you have to go in the past.
No.
Does the curve change depending on location? I thought this was supposed to be a
that.
ball.
I'm not going to say that based on something you're saying that you did somewhere else on a different day, in a different place, from some other position. It doesn't make any sense to say that they're going to look exactly the same.
Okay. Again, I'll do it again for the cheap seats. We're talking
The curve
about
should be different, huh?
Yeah, we're talking about the geometric curvature that you say is blocking a ship. If you have a ship that is 15 miles away and it looks to you like the curve is blocking that ship, then that is a geometrical distance that does not change. So that when I'm looking at something 15 miles away, I have the same amount of distance to the curvature as that other guy. So we should have the same amount of obstruction for a cruise ship past that curvature.
I've been watching this ship the entire time that we've been talking here, and I can't see how you guys could deny reality this bad and say that.
Okay, see, he doesn't have a real argument. He just wants to pretend like he's right or whatever.
Save the denying reality bullshit, okay? Save it,
Explain
dude.
this.
Save it.
But
Save the
obviously
reality
moving
denial
and,
bullshit.
Being lower because the curve. Nothing else makes sense.
No, it does
Yeah,
make
okay, to
sense.
you.
It doesn't make
'Cause
sense
you don't
to
wanna think about
you.
things.
Because
You
you're
would
rather
happy
be
with your
dumb and
explanation.
ignorant and
You don't
stupid,
want
so
to
it doesn't
think
make
about
sense
any
to
other
you.
explanations.
I'll think about actual real explanations.
Does that
I will.
look like
Right.
Earth curve?
Yeah,
or
no,
does
you'll
that
think
look
about
like
the one
a
that you've been
physical
given like a
fucking
good boy.
swell
The
of
one,
water,
no.
Kosho?
If you guys were to give me one that makes sense, I'd say okay, maybe let's think about it. The ones that you've said haven't made sense yet.
No, you wouldn't.
Yeah.
You keep pushing yours just like a good little dog.
When that happens, we'll find out, won't we? When you guys say one that makes sense, we'll find out.
Oh, so we've never said anything that makes sense, Kosho?
In the observation of the ship, no. You said the swells could be higher.
See?
You said this
He's
windy.
made it pretty clear what his
You said that
position
it's
is.
getting smaller due to the angular size and being hidden by refraction.
He's not
These are
intellectually
things you guys have
honest
said
at
so far.
all.
Those
Seems
don't make sense.
pretty clear.
So
He's not on
things
this
don't
subject.
reducing an angular size doesn't make sense.
Reducing the angular size and then being hidden the way it's hidden doesn't make sense.
If there's a
It doesn't
foreground
reduce by
obstruction
angular
and
size.
something reduces in angular size, will more of the object be hidden than before?
Yeah, when you look in the image and the GIF that I showed, the angular size of the smokestack, except for the one that they zoom differently at one of the frames. But other than that one frame, it's the same size.
Why would I go back to
Meaning
your
that the
shitty GIF when I'm watching the footage right now?
That smokestack.
So how did you rule out that this is a physical water right here, Kosho? How did you rule that out?
I've just told it to you, dude. So check this out again, but this time write it down. If the ship is 10 times bigger than a 20-foot swell, which there aren't any, by the way, it would need to be 10 times further than the swell to be hidden by it. Okay? You understand that, right? So the
We're
ship
not talking about the
would
entire
need to be
ship.
1 mile
Kosho.
away, and a 20-foot
Kosho.
swell. Yeah, the 20-foot swell would need to be 10 miles away. But there's no
Kosho.
20-foot swells a mile away.
So how far away is this
Kosho.
horizon, Kosho?
Let's go ahead and say five miles.
You don't know for sure though, right?
I told you I don't know, but you're asking again because you like to fucking taste the shit in your mouth. So it's I don't know how far away the horizon is. I don't have you have the specs of the observation that you read earlier. That's the specs that I have too. I don't have anything more than you have.
Got it. You don't see bottom of boat, therefore Earth curve. Got it. Great in-depth analysis.
Listen,
Look,
man,
when
you guys like to stick
hold
your
on.
face in the sand and claim that it's fucking dark and that everything's
You're the
everything's,
one. Yeah, nice
possible to see.
projection.
That's not me, man.
Nice
So,
projection.
This is information and examples and stuff like that you guys could be digesting. But instead of digesting, you search for completely
That's right, because
fantastical
you guys,
ideas of
Yes,
what could be
we
happening.
search for dishonesty and
That's right.
dishonest people. Yes, that's
That's right.
absolutely accurate. 100%.
Yeah.
I do that.
That's not what I said. That's what I'm saying.
I search
You
for
guys look- you
dishonesty and
guys-
dishonest
listen to
people.
what
It is
people
what you
say,
said. You just don't
or
realize
looking
it.
at what the
The thing you're identifying is that.
Go with that one.
We're looking for lack of logic, dishonesty, things that somebody has claimed but has not backed up. Yes, we search for all of those things whenever they come telling us that ridiculous things are true. And that's exactly what you're doing. You're trying to convince us that
what's the
ridiculous
explanation
things are
for the ship
true.
Over the horizon, guy.
Say that again?
This observation for this. What's the explanation for this observation then? The guy who just said that.
It's simple. It's magnification.
What are you asking exactly?
You see the ripples in the
The guy
air?
who just said that. The guy who just said what he just said.
On the beach?
Me. I think he's talking to me.
Yeah, I don't know
Okay.
who's saying that. I'm asking you.
All right.
The guy who just said that.
Okay. What's your question?
My question is, what's the explanation for this observation? You just said that
The explanation is the
because
ship looks like it gets blocked by something. That's the explanation. That's what you see.
What's it getting blocked by?
Yeah, what is it getting blocked by? That's an
The
interesting
current
question.
Yeah, the Earth, the actual physical Earth. Yeah.
No, that's not true. I know that's
do you
not true
know
because I've actually lived on this earth for over 30 years and never once have I experienced curves. So I know that's not true. Do you have a logical explanation?
Wait a second. Have you been everywhere?
Okay, so
on
no,
Earth?
it sounds like the answer is no. You don't have a logical
So
explanation.
you
Just
haven't
a
been
Penland
everywhere on
explanation.
Earth?
Fantasy, imagination.
Hold on, we know it's not. We know it's not true because you guys
listen,
say.
no, listen. If he's asking for me to just come up with an explanation, I can do that. I can pretend that lots of things are true.
You're saying
It's fairies that are
you're
making the
saying he's
boat
wrong
look like
and
it's behind
dishonest.
something. There, an
You're-
explanation.
No, hold on.
But see, I don't
Hold on,
accept
guy.
explanations just because someone says
Guy,
the word.
You're
I
making a lot
expect
of
something
claims here.
verifiable, credible,
But you're
and
making a
repeatable.
lot of claims. You're saying he's wrong and dishonest, which means you have the truth. So tell
No,
us.
I did not say
Let
he
me-
was dishonest.
That's what he's
I
saying about
said
us, Ed.
dishonest people, we will look for dishonesty. Okay, now he is intellectually dishonest. I did say that, and I
Why?
meant it, and he is. Clearly, with the arguments that he
No, you're
made,
just
he is
assuming
intellectually
that.
dishonest. He
You're assuming
refused to
that.
actually
You're not
engage in
explaining
the
why.
conversation, and instead went to saying that we deny reality without backing up the claim. That's
I'm
intellectually
saying
dishonest.
that's what
He
you're
didn't
doing. I'm
come here to
not
have an
saying that based on
intellectually
no
honest
information.
conversation,
I'm saying that
clearly.
looking at was what you guys are saying to me as an example. I wouldn't have said it if you
Let
guys
me
said
elaborate on how we know that.
reality in this example. Go
It
ahead,
doesn't.
Jeremy.
It doesn't matter why you said it. You have no actual verifiable, credible, repeatable evidence to back it
Give
up.
an example of
That's
something.
all.
And then
I mean-
say something. It's because it's true. It's not because I'm just making shit up. But go ahead, Mr. Jeremy.
So do you
Let
see
me
that
elaborate
before you
on
go,
how we know
Jeremy?
that
Hold on. Let me
Good
point
for you.
something out.
Anybody can
Let me
claim
point
that if I say
something out.
something, it's because it's true.
Let me point
That
something
doesn't make
out
it
here.
true. That means you have decided that it's true.
All
which
right,
is
let me
your
point something out,
No, but
guys.
you
So do
said
you
it's
see this
true, all right,
waviness?
what?
Do you see this waviness on there, and how the waviness kind of sits on top of this water horizon here? That's another telltale sign that there's proximal
What's
looming
your claim?
and a lot of refraction in the air that is causing this false
Right,
horizon.
So your claim is looming and refraction.
I'm saying it. Did you hear me say that it was a telltale sign?
Refraction,
it's-
man.
How did you
Refraction
rule this
is not
out?
your
claim,
How
that's
did
it.
you rule out
There's refraction.
proximal looming of the
There's no need to rule
foreground?
it out. There's no need to
It's
rule
in
that
your
out.
claim.
Why?
That's
Why
what's
isn't there a
going
need
on.
to rule it? Oh, because you got that. That's a little confirmation bias,
It was
isn't it,
a
Because
Kosho?
he already said something, and when he says something, it's because it's true.
It all
not because
comes
he's
down
making it
to
up. He
I
just
don't
told us.
see bottom of
Remember?
boat, therefore Earth is ball. That's your argument. You haven't thought any deeper than that.
Let me elaborate. He asked, "How do we know it's not Earth curve?" Right? Now we all know. Even the ballers have admitted that we never see the geometric horizon. That's Earth curve right there. So now you're saying it is Earth curve. So I mean, do we see the geometric horizon or
Yeah,
not? It looks like
it's
if you say that's
interesting
Earth
that
curve,
they'll
then we
claim that
must see it.
You can get up to however
You
many
see the
miles,
effects
thousands of
a
kilometers,
geometric curve.
and it still looks flat. But somehow we're seeing things disappear
Yeah,
over
you
the
see
edge.
the effects of a geometric curve. Yes, that's correct.
Oh, without seeing the geometric horizon, you somehow see the effects of it.
What
And
do
you
you
can go
mean
way,
by
way high up in the
geometric
air and
horizon?
still see something
Guys, let's
perfectly
put
flat,
that on.
but
What
somehow
do
a
you
curve
mean
is
by
still making things
geometric
disappear.
horizon?
I'm gonna go back to pretend that you guys aren't.
What do you
giving
mean
arguments,
by geometric horizon?
The geometry of Earth curve.
No. Hold on.
Hey, let's let
Let's-
Jeremy and Kosho talk one-on-one for a minute and try not to interrupt. Go ahead.
All right.
Yeah, Kosho, do we ever see the geometric horizon?
Well, Jeremy, go ahead and define the geometric horizon
curve.
for everybody.
The geometry of Earth curve.
Give the best definition, the one that we don't have to ask
That's
any more
my
questions.
bet. That's off the top of my head, bro.
Right.
What else?
And that's the point, though, is the geometric horizon is not a hidden object. It's not whatever. The geometric horizon is only describing the geometry of the Earth. So if the Earth were a sphere, and the position of the observer above the Earth, and the line that would be tangent to the Earth from the point of that observer. So if you were to have some observer above the Earth and make a straight line that intersected the Earth at some point in the distance, the furthest point you can reach, a straight line, this would be the geometric horizon. And the reason why this isn't described as something you see is because this isn't the way in which we see. We see things that are subject to the atmosphere and refraction and things like that. And so if you are above the Earth and you're making a straight line looking at the Earth, it's going to be in a different position now because of refraction. So to say that you don't see the position of the geometric horizon is not always true. It's just that's not the horizon that you're looking at. That's probably more.
We do see. So you're saying we do see the So you're saying we do see the geometric horizon.
I'm saying that a lot of times you very much could be seeing it, but it's not marked by anything. So it's not like you're going to know that that's the geometric horizon. It's just that it's not describing the position that you see. It's describing the mathematical concept of that line. And
so there's no demarcation.
Refraction.
Yeah, so there's no demarcation point. It's just some point on paper where you guys say Earth starts curving.
Well, yeah, no, but that's the other thing is whenever we say we don't see the horizon or whatever, or we don't see the curvature of the Earth due to the horizon or whatever. When we say curvature of the Earth and seeing it, we're talking about consequences of the curvature of the Earth. So Soundley's Bridge, the ship, and things like that. These are just consequences due to things, going lower and lower due to the curvature of the Earth. But to see the actual curve of the Earth is not it's not easy unless you're extremely far away. So, yeah.
So we do see the geometric horizon.
There's nothing that says you can't see it. There's no rule that says you can't.
Well, I mean, you guys have told us
the definition is not describing the thing you see. That's all. You guys
have told us over and over. We don't.
No, because people use simple words when I'm trying to use more specific words, which is that it's not describing things that you see. It's not saying that you can't see it. It's just saying, like you said, there's no demarcation point for it.
Do you see this distortion, Coach?
So I mean,
Oh, go ahead, Jeremy. I thought you were finished. Go ahead.
Nah, I'm done. Go ahead. It's just double speak from the Glovers as usual.
Right.
The verbal diarrhea that just came out of that guy's mouth.
There, Coach.
Heck of stinky.
We do see it. We don't see it. We do see it. We don't see it.
Jeremy was the one that actually gave me the word to use, demarcation point. And so it's weird afterwards to now say that the whole room of you don't understand it now.
Oh, now we don't understand. Now we're going to you don't
that's
understand.
Fine. I mean, hey, if that's your takeaway, is that we don't understand.
You don't understand.
Fine. I'm not worried about whether or not you think I understand it.
I understand what you guys say. It's refracting.
Is it some kind of denial or whatever?
No, it's no. Now we're denying again. Now we're denialists again. Hey, do you see this? I'll tell you what I'm not denying there, Coach. Do you see this horizon? Do you see this turbulence right here? Do you see this? And you want me to rely on this as an actual
who's more of a denier? The person
geometric
who
horizon there,
it has to be one specific thing and nothing else, or the people who say maybe there's some other options that could be considered?
I said
who's the denialist? I'm curious.
For it, don't stand up to it. It could be something else. Put that forth.
Oh, okay. Well, as long as you admit that, I'm happy. Could be something else.
You guys say that that's it. You guys say that that's the geometric horizon being loomed.
No, we don't say that.
Some kind of.
Nobody says that, Jeremy. That's the point.
What is it?
Let's make a good distinction one more time. The horizon is the thing you see. It's the point then what you see, the horizon. The geometric horizon is the straight line path that your eyes make from the Earth, which is not actually is subject to refraction. So it's not actually going to be where you see the horizon. So for that reason, the horizon you see is never the geometric horizon. It's not claimed to be the geometric horizon.
There is no geometric horizon.
Yeah, wait. If there's no position of a fish in the water, There's no position of a fish in the water. How do you see the
That's
refracted
not-
fish in the water?
That is
No,
not
that is
exactly
what you're
we're
saying.
No,
You're saying
this
that
is
there's
a red
no
herring.
geometric horizon, but there's a refracted horizon.
No.
The geometric horizon is a prerequisite for the
Yeah,
effective
exactly.
horizon.
No, it's not.
No, it's not. Okay, listen very closely, gentlemen. Listen. If you do not have an apparent meeting of the sky and the earth, you do not have a horizon.
Okay.
That's
well,
all
we
it
do
takes.
have an
That's
apparent
all you
meaning
need.
of the sky
Very
and
well
earth.
said, Travis. Well said.
No, we do have the apparent meaning of it. That's the whole point. That's what the horizon is. The horizon is the apparent meaning of the sky and the earth.
Okay.
The
Yeah,
geometric
nothing to
horizon
do with.
is the
Okay,
mathematical.
stop. No, stop. There is only one horizon, the apparent one that you see. There is no geometric. Why? Because you don't see a geometric horizon. It doesn't exist. Okay, listen very carefully.
It does exist.
Okay, Howard, hold on. Hold on. If you're standing at the beach and you look out straight ahead of you to the horizon, that is the apparent horizon. If you drop your eye at any point along the water and make it back to your feet, at no point do you look at a geometrical horizon at some point and see one. You're just looking at distance from your feet to the horizon. That's just simply distance. There's no reason to call it a geometric horizon. The only reason to do that is because in your world, you have to create certain things to fit your model, and that is what that category is in a geometric horizon. It doesn't exist in reality.
Ironic.
Well, Aaron
Sum this
Armstrong
down.
thought your word salad was tasty. $2. He says Kosho is showing you all up. 3 exclamation points. Appreciate it, Aaron Armstrong. Thank you. Go ahead, Kosho.
All right, this one's for Aaron then. So he can get what he paid for. I put a GIF in the chat that I made. This is meant to define it for people who really have a hard time understanding things. And there's a GIF I made where you take the water out and you put the water in. When the water is not in the image, you're seeing the actual positions of the fish. When you put water in the image, you now have refraction, and the position of the fish is moved.
We're not
Now,
What
talking
is it
about
about
Okay,
this you
so-
don't think we understand,
in
Kosho?
reality,
So what's hiding the
refraction
fish? Is it the
refraction
water or
to
is
you.
it the
It
refraction?
doesn't mean that there's not a refracted position of the fish. It just means that it's not describing something you see. It's not hard.
Kosho, if that's Earth,
What's
Kosho,
hiding the
if that's
fish?
Kosho, if that's Earth curve hiding the boats and buildings and stuff, wouldn't you need to see the geometry of Earth right there? Wouldn't that need to be the actual geometry of Earth?
Yeah, well, yeah. Why would you say it's not the geometry of Earth? It's a geometry. So the horizon, the geometric horizon is the point that I described. Due to the geometry, the refracted horizon is that same position due to the geometry of the Earth, now subject to refraction. So it's
So we
not
do
saying
see
that it's not the Earth's geometry.
So we are seeing the
Yeah,
geometric
you just said that the apparent horizon is the refracted geometric, which means you're seeing
Exactly.
the geometric.
Well,
Yeah,
yeah,
we're
you're
seeing
seeing the
the geometric
refracted geometric horizon.
Okay, you are committing double speak right now, where you
No,
are
he's
saying
actually explaining it perfectly. You're just in
Okay.
denial.
No,
Okay,
he is
Ed,
definitely
Ed.
double speaking.
Well, he
No, how is
made
it
it pretty
double
clear that that's
You see
Not
the
what he was
geometric
saying.
horizon, but it's refracted to the apparent horizon, which is
Yeah,
what
so
you
it's gonna be
see.
a different
The
position.
geometry
Yeah.
That's
of the
double
Earth.
speak.
No, you see the geometry of Earth through refraction.
geometry of
creating-
Earth is not
So
the
you
I
see
wasn't
the
finished. I wasn't
apparent
finished.
horizon?
I wasn't finished. Hold on. You see the geometry of Earth through refraction, which creates an apparent horizon.
So you see the apparent
Easy
horizon.
peasy.
So we're seeing the geometric horizon.
No, I didn't say geometric horizon. I said you see the geometry of Earth through refraction, which creates an apparent horizon.
Which is what you see.
The geometry of Earth is the geometric. Okay.
No,
The geometric horizon is
stop
Earth
saying
curve.
geometric horizon. You see the geometry of Earth through refraction, which creates an apparent horizon.
okay, that's what we say. Okay, that's what we say. Hold on, real quick. Are you now discounting what Kosho said? Because what Kosho said was
That is what Kosho said.
okay. No, it's not.
Exactly.
No, it's not.
It actually
Exactly
is.
what he said.
You're just in denial.
Okay.
You
real
don't
quick.
want to accept the fact that your dumb idea about
Did you guys just
the
come here tonight to
does
tell us that
comport
we're in
to
denial?
reality.
Because we don't need to hear it again. Did you just tell us? Did you just come here to say you don't understand? Do you get like
Then
points for
explain it.
saying that so many times
Then
in every
explain it.
appearance, or what?
Don't just tell us we're wrong.
Brandon,
Actually,
We
explain.
did. We have been explaining exactly why you're wrong.
No, you haven't.
Yes, we have. You don't understand it. You're in denial. You think you see Earth curve.
Yeah, no kidding. Who's in denial now? What the heck? They just spent how much time giving you alternate explanations and pointing out things that you aren't considering at all,
you're just
and you're just saying,
talking about
yeah,
the
we
same
don't
word
consider those
over
because
and
we don't
over.
You
consider
can't
those.
understand it. That's why, Ed.
No, you're ignoring the explanation, and you're going.
You're
back to
ignoring the
your original
explanation.
point.
You're ignoring the
As
explanation.
if it hasn't been explained already.
Yeah, you're
This
ignoring the explanation as if it hasn't been explained
doesn't make
already. Why
sense.
are you doing that? See,
Every time
anybody
you
can say
explain
that.
Every time you explain it, it's wild double speak though, because you're saying we don't see the geometric horizon. That's Earth curve.
Can we move
Yeah,
past
the
Right, so you're back to the geometric horizon again. See, that's the
give me 1
problem.
second,
You're not
man.
listening.
Hold
You're
on.
not
It's easier-
absorbing
Listen.
the explanation.
The reason why we're bringing up the geometric horizon is because that's what
That's
Kosho
your
said.
argument.
No, Ed, be quiet, please. Listen again.
Actually, we're talking about it because Jeremy brought it up. But
No, okay.
no,
okay,
Jeremy's the one who
Kosho.
brought the geometric horizon.
I brought
Okay,
it up.
okay, Kosho. Okay, I'm talking about what Kosho said. Okay, fine. If you didn't bring it up, fine. I'm addressing the geometric horizon in regards to what Kosho said. Kosho, did you not say that the apparent horizon is the refracted geometric horizon?
Yep.
Yeah, but I wouldn't use it those words again if I were going to. It's the geometric horizon. Listen, jackass. If you're gonna ask me a question, let me give you the answer so you don't have to
there's
fucking
no
ask
reason
me
to
what I'm
call
saying
names,
again.
Kosho. I haven't
Okay, well
called
then
you a
stop
name,
talking
Kosho.
then. Okay?
Really? Really? Okay,
Stop
well, why
talking.
don't
Stop
you
talking.
jump in?
Stop talking.
Why don't you
I'll
jump
finish.
in?
I'll finish
when
answering the
Ed-
question, dude.
Why don't
Stop
you
talking
jump
now.
in now when
Bro,
Ed
let him go.
interrupts
Let him
us?
go.
Damn, dude. Like, you're asking me a question just so you can take my words and do whatever you want with them. Let me just say what the fucking answer is. The refracted horizon is the geometric horizon that's then refracted, which is going to change the position of it. So I don't understand how that's in any way contradictory.
Which makes it a. It
That's
starts
the
with an
same thing
A
you already
on
said,
a-
just saying it differently.
on a
Congratulations.
That's why I'm
horizon?
answering the
Hey,
question.
Brandon.
It's not a wrong
Brandon,
answer.
can I have 1 minute with Kosho, please?
Yeah, Brian and Kosho, go ahead.
Kosho, would you say that image is, or that video is clearer than the Black Swan image?
Probably. It's hard to say. I mean, I don't know.
You wouldn't say that. You wouldn't say that. You wouldn't say that hazier and rippled out more than the Black Swan, or is it pretty comparable, or what?
They both have refraction towards the end of the end of the GIF. They both have pretty extreme refraction. Yeah.
Now, I'm definitely not denying that because I see it all the time. Like I said, I see it more in the summer. And one thing I've noticed is that anytime you get magnification like that, that's the one situation where you can see apparent Earth curve or drop or whatever the hell you want to call it. I don't necessarily agree with it, but you could see it without zoom. You could see the ships off in the distance, and they look big, and they're magnified, and it always comes. Look at any video you see them ships, it always comes with that haze, that watery ripple-looking humidity, and it happens more in the summertime. And have you ever seen look through a magnifying glass and pull things away, and how you get that same effect? Is it even considerable? Is what I'm asking you. Have you ever seen that effect through a magnifying glass?
I've seen that effect. It's not considerable though. It's not. I don't think that anyone has said this to you before, but it's not something that happens in the atmosphere, man. There's no magnification.
One more question.
This doesn't happen.
Okay.
Okay. Why do we get that more in the summertime?
Go ahead and bring in your.
Hold on. I was leading up to
magnification
this.
repeatedly over and over again.
Okay, so the Black Swan, okay, you say it's pretty comparable. Okay, showing zero.
I didn't say that at all. I didn't say it's pretty comparable.
But
I said no. I said they're both pretty. I said they both have some distortion.
In my opinion, the black swan, you could see the water hitting the pylons and all that way clear. You do have refraction up where the fire booms are, and that's it. The rest of the image is pretty clear. But I'll say this: so why do we get more blockage in the summertime? Where I'm at.
Yeah, refraction it doesn't matter what day of the year it is. Refraction can be extreme when you're close to the water, and it's near the time where the temperatures are changing, stuff like that. All this kind of stuff is going to create variables. And in this observation, you could have the same kind of circumstances where it's the heat of the day is, affecting the temperature close to the water. But the thing is, refraction is not an issue in this observation. With the black swan, refraction it's allowing you to see further.
I would say exactly opposite, but that's the argument but the point being is that you see them white caps closer to the boat, just a small little 6-inch white cap is blocking out about 25 feet of boat. If you were to raise about 20 feet, yeah, and some of them, but the point
you have to do the math.
Man, is this is my whole point. My whole point is this is simple to demonstrate, man. You just take a magnifying glass or a little Fresnel lens, and you set a boat or whatever you want right in front of it, and you simply pull it away, and it disappears from the bottom up.
Why would you assume that the atmosphere is any way analogous to a magnifying glass or a Fresnel lens?
Okay,
but
the
you
fact
see all that
you just
humidity?
That, you don't understand the dynamics of the atmosphere.
I do, which is why I'm asking that.
It is
absolutely not analogous to a magnifying glass.
Yes, it is. It is absolutely. No. Yes, it is.
Another thing is so you have the black swan.
Or any lenses, they're curved glass, right? They're curved because they're taking the light and they're focusing it. The atmosphere doesn't do this. It's not
a Fresnel lens ain't curved, dude.
What you guys are talking.
A Fresnel lens is not curved, bro.
I said a magnifying glass.
Okay, that's why I said or a Fresnel lens, because I knew you was going to say that. Yeah, take a Fresnel lens. It's not curved. It magnifies. Anyway, my point being is that as you get different shit, okay, sometimes we see zero blockage off as far as you could see, and sometimes we see the humidity and the ripples in the air. Look at any ships going over. It always is accompanied by that haziness, by that watery looking ripples in the air, always, and that is magnification. And whether there's earth curve or not, that is magnification causing the blockage and causing that boat to keep its size off in the distance. And it's explainable either way, but the horizon varies constantly from one extreme to another. To attribute earth curve is biased, man. That's all I got.
Hey, Coach, I got a question for you.
You give me something to think about. Don't talk, please. I was going to say my answer. I'm saying I'm about to go eat my dinner. So I said, thank you, Brian. Give me something to think about.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's my show. The last time I checked. So my question for you was, you said that
anybody who wasn't listening
doesn't play into an account. He didn't ask you a question. So refraction doesn't play into account here. This is a 10-foot observer height observation over water. Aren't you guys always saying that these observations aren't to be relied upon at this viewer height over water?
Well, be careful. I hate for him to choke on his dinner or something there. Why don't you just leave, you putz?
Yeah, think about that, Kosho. What do you think, Ed? Should we rely on observations from 10 feet over the ocean? Especially when it's a windy day like this with big white caps? Obvious ripples and refraction in the air?
Do you think the black swan is a valid thing?
I don't think you can, with observations like this, prove the shape of the Earth either way.
Look at the water line in that picture.
Well, let's see.
Out of the...
Let's see what you think about a black swan.
Let's let Ed answer the question. How about?
Well, we've spoken the same one before.
Yeah, I already said my opinion on your question.
Yeah, but
so
Ed never
answered my
Ed
question.
never.
Now.
He won't answer. Ed won't answer.
Right. So you're not going to answer.
I did answer. I gave you my answer. Now give me your answer. I asked you to a question first, and I gave you the courtesy of answering your question you asked me in response. Now answer my original question.
But I asked if you think the black swan is
Answer
valid.
my fucking question, Ed.
I didn't hear yes or no.
Answer my question, Ed.
I don't think the black swan is valid. No.
Answer
See
my
you later,
question, Ed.
Observations like the black swan are not valid. No.
Is this an observation like the black swan, Ed?
No.
Why?
You
What's the
got
difference? You know you're fucking full of shit right now because it's taking you forever to
disingenuous
answer.
fuck.
Guys, the black swan is observing
I
the
thought you had
distance
to go
of the
eat.
horizon. Right.
Yeah.
And this
Aren't you supposed
is
to be eating
views
dinner?
going over the horizon. They're two totally
eating a little
Oh,
white
if it looks like Earth curve, then it's a valid observation.
dinner,
If it
maybe.
doesn't look like Earth curve, then it's
Yeah,
invalid. I get it.
If somebody was
No, that's
using this
actually what
image
you're
or this
saying,
GIF
in
or this
reverse.
picture to show you the distance to the horizon, then it would be invalid. That's not what they're showing you. They're showing you something going over the horizon.
Well, yeah,
Something
if it looks like how I think it should look, it's
going
valid.
over the
If it
horizon,
looks
it has to
how
be showing you the
if
distance,
it
doesn't
doesn't support my theory, it's invalid. I
Or at
get
least
it.
suggesting it.
Yeah, you don't get it, man, because the words you just repeated weren't the words I used. Right? You don't get it.
I do
And
get
like
it.
I said, you
I
guys
get
are
it.
purposely avoiding reality, and that's up to you guys.
Do you think you should rely on photos taken at 10-foot observation height over water on windy day?
Well, the black swan.
Yes or no,
is
Kosho?
5 feet.
Should you?
No.
Is that high enough off of the surface of the ocean to get away from the refraction?
What about
at
35
lower
feet,
limits of the
Brandon?
atmosphere? Kosho?
What about 35 feet?
Kosho?
Brandon, stop being a jackass, dude.
Answer my fucking
just-
question,
you just-
Kosho. You
Brandon,
told me I'm a
Brandon,
denialist and I don't
tell me-
understand and eat your shit and all this other stuff. So answer my fucking question, Kosho.
Brandon, you don't understand this.
Answer my
clearly don't.
fucking question,
Black swan
Kosho.
observation. Yeah, in the black swan observation, you're determining the distance to the horizon. If you were determining the distance to the horizon in this observation, it would be invalid. If you're trying to, if you're just saying you're seeing something disappear due to going over the Earth curve, that's not invalid because it's happening in this image.
Oh,
Okay,
so,
so
I
if that's
see.
not
So
what you're
observations
determining in
at
black swan,
low
does that mean that the black swan is
altitudes,
suddenly
low
valid?
viewer heights, in through that refractive band of the heaviest part of the atmosphere are valid if they show Earth curve, but not if you see the horizon at a distance. Is that what I just heard you say, Kosho?
In the chat.
Why would I answer a question that I just said the answer to that you just switch the words around to say whatever you want and then ask me again? This is why I call
So
you a
you
jackass.
don't understand the distinction
being
of
dishonest
why
as fuck.
I'm repeating it to you with slightly different words. You don't see
dishonest
the
as fuck. I just told
confirmation
you
bias in your statement and your.
No, I think it's pretty clear who the dishonest person is
If
here,
you're
and it isn't
determining the
Brandon Toy.
distance to the horizon, it would be invalid. If you're determining, I'll say it again. If you're determining the distance to the horizon,
You don't need to say it again, Kosho. We heard it a couple times, and I asked a clarifying question, which you don't want to answer. So I guess 10 foot is a valid observer height as long as you're looking to
35
confirm the
feet
globe
valid.
and not looking for observations that
35
don't
feet
confirm the
valid,
globe.
Brandon.
I get it.
don't get it,
I
man.
just want to make a statement.
Brandon.
You don't
I
get
just want to make a statement right now for all the flat earthers. If we had atmospheric magnification proven, this conversation wouldn't even be happening. It'd be over. We'd be winning.
it. No, you're right.
Yeah,
You're right.
we have demonstrated it on my channel with my photographs.
Yeah, so
I
in
don't-
the
I mean-
chat, there's the black swan again. Clearly shows curve, even in the black
It's
swan.
not curvature. It's not.
Look
curvature.
at it. It's curve.
So now
It's
the
not
black
relative.
swan is a valid observation to draw a conclusion
there's
from,
even
right,
a
Ed? Now
red
it
line
is.
in there.
Now it is. Now that it's your conclusion, now we can use the black swan to make a
But you
statement.
can see the curve, right?
Oh my god. You guys are
Travis,
a couple
get your
of bozos.
oh, Travis, get your best
No.
atmospheric
can actually
magnification
see
proof
it.
out. Hold on a second. Travis, get your best atmospheric magnification proof out so we can bring it to him.
It's on my channel.
Hold on.
I
Let
just
me
did it last week.
Yeah, the channel no one goes to. That's a great place to put your evidence.
why would you say that, Kosho? Why would you
He's
just
asking him to bring him out. He's saying, bring out your evidence. He's like, oh, it's on my channel.
Yeah, he
Just
has
bring it
a
out then.
channel. Well, you can go and see the evidence. Why would you
That's
say
what
that?
I'm saying. I'm not going to, though. So if he wants to show it to us, then he can show it to us.
Yeah, Quantum
But
Erasure
why would
does
you
the
say that?
same.
Why would you
He
just
says,
why would
go
you
to
say
my
something
channel,
like
and
that,
then he
Kosho?
posts a 3-hour live stream.
Just
as
to
if
be an
anyone's
asshole
going
to try to make Travis
I'm not
feel
gonna
like
go search
shit
for
for some
3 hours
reason? Is that what
to
you're
find
trying to do,
his evidence.
Kosho?
No, he just
I'm
posts
not going
the
to search through his
evidence.
channel to find his evidence. If he has evidence, he'd show it. I had evidence. I showed it to you.
Okay.
Right? I didn't
Kind
have
of
to
a
go
He's not
find
here
it.
move
for an
there, but
intellectually
okay.
honest conversation. He's
So-
wasting time and whatnot.
He's supposed to be eating. B-ball for life, $5. Where does the term proximal looming come from? I'll tell you where I got it. was from discussions on here with Travis and others. I don't know who coined the term or if it's an official term, but we know what we mean when we say proximal looming, and we've had that conversation many times about what that means. And Travis can probably tell you if that's an official, whatever official means, term that's used. But it's a apparent looming of the foreground to block the background. Creates a false horizon.
Right, so something a flat earther made up.
No, actually, Rumpus has
Well, I mean, a lot of the
admitted that on
Glovers
multiple occasions. That's not controversial anymore. Ed, you're way behind.
Xanax admitted it. A lot of the Glovers are starting to come around now and admit that looming in the foreground could block something in the background. So
Yeah. Sorry, Ed.
you just need to catch up.
Doesn't make it flat.
Maybe
though.
now you know what Soundly's picture
But it
is.
doesn't
You know,
make
maybe
it
tomorrow
flat,
you'll
Jeremy.
So
maybe
something
tomorrow
happens.
you'll catch on to some more shit that we've been talking about for years.
So something that happens rarely, you're going to use all the time as an explanation, huh?
Oh, no, nice twisting
Should
of our
it
words,
happen
Andy.
ever?
Appreciate that.
Yes, it happens
is that
sometimes.
Paid NASA shill? I'm so glad
Should
you're
it
here.
happen
How you doing?
ever? Pretty good. How are you today?
Yeah,
Not bad.
this guy.
I mean, no, looming happens rarely.
No, okay. You're an expert on refraction and atmospheric
Well,
effects, are you? How many times have you gone out into the field and taken observations, paid NASA shill?
Here on Earth,
How many times have
indicating
you?
the percentages of time that it happens and doesn't happen for every single day, right? You've been
Did he
keeping
just
that
say
data,
Lumen-
so you can
Did he just say
say
Lumen-
definitively whether or not it happens a lot or a little or most of the time or not most of the time. You have that data?
The fact that he just said looming
I doubt it.
happens rarely. The fact that he just said looming happens rarely just shows he doesn't even know what he's talking about.
Yeah, good
Well,
job
yeah, happens
there.
rarely, Jeremy.
Looming is rare.
How do you
Hey,
know that?
show your data.
How'd you
Show
know
that
that?
it happens rarely. Show
me
all,
that it happens all the time, damn it.
information that you've
Well,
been collecting,
check with the
all of the
Rumpus.
data
The
you've been
Rumpus will
collecting
tell you
every
if you-
day about how rarely it takes place. Show
Rumpus
us.
will tell you what
It happens in
every.
special conditions over water. Come on,
Oh,
now,
it
it doesn't
happens
happen
every
every day.
second.
So you don't
You think
have
happen-
data. You
so
don't have
you're-
anything
so
to indicate that.
Well, no, I mean you're explaining. So what you're saying is prove the negative.
No, I'm not saying prove the
Looming
negative.
happens nonstop, bro. Ask
I'm saying
Rumpus
show
if
us
happen
the
when you
records.
look
nonstop.
at-
No, it does not,
records
sir.
that you've been
Ask
keeping.
Rumpus if when you look at a tree. Hold on a second. Ask Rumpus if when you look at a tree 10 feet in front of you if it's loomed. It's always looming. You don't know what you're talking about.
You don't know what you're talking about, sir. It doesn't happen all the time. Looming is a rare.
It's
It's an
always being
illusion.
loomed. No, it's always happening. You better check with your own people, bro. You don't know what you're
Rumpus, I
talking
don't.
about.
No, you don't know what you're talking about. More than Rumpus doesn't. know
Looming
what
doesn't
you're
need to
talking
happen
about.
all the time anyway, so what the fuck are you talking about?
It's like you guys love to use one rare occasions, like the famous black swan happens rarely.
The
And
only
if you go to
people
that
that
beach
blow
any
up
other
the
day,
black swan is you
No,
today.
the black swan happens all the time. The conditions for the black swan happen all the time.
no,
I
they
have-
don't, sir.
Yes, they do, sir. I have them on my channel. In
What's your
different,
channel, please?
Well, if you want my channel, Brandon, I just posted privately to you the video where I bring out. Okay, someone's talking right now.
It's The Plain Truth. The channel name is The Plain Truth. Travis has spent hundreds and hundreds, if not thousands of hours taking first-hand observations. How much time do you spend taking first-hand observations, paid NASA shill?
Of the ocean? Well, I don't live near the ocean, so I'm sorry I don't do that.
Okay, how about over flat land or dry land? How often do you go out and take first-hand observations over
So you know
dry
how
land?
rarely things happen or don't happen.
Yeah. So anyway, just
but
real
the
quick,
guy-
Brandon. Just real quick, Brandon. I put the video where I deal with magnification.
Not really interesting. Ridiculous.
Can you not hear me?
Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
Okay. So I just looked up the timestamp. If you want to bring it up, is 45 minutes 35 seconds. Okay. In the video that I just
Say the
produced,
timestamp
or
one more
just
time. Sorry.
45 minutes 35 seconds. This is not a demonstration of the same conditions of black swan. This is to address magnification.
Okay, I
This
got
is
it.
proof of atmospheric magnification right here.
Well, I'll leave that to you. Okay, you can Brandon
Bro,
can
we need-
share. Hold on, Brandon can share the video link. It's out there for everybody to publicly evaluate. Okay, so my question to anybody looking at these three images: would you say that these three images show the same scale of the island?
What are we posting this,
Bro,
please?
we need something.
You can see it.
We need something
I'm sharing
definitive
my
to go-
screen, and I posted it in general.
Thank you.
The thing is, we need something definitive. This is what the Globers have, all this undefinitive shit. We need something that's
Okay, well,
definite.
Okay,
It's
well,
only
let's look
definitive
at-
if you decide it's definitive, though. So I mean, someone can look at what he's
Hold on.
showing
Okay,
you
listen.
and decide that it's not.
Okay, hold on. Listen. Again, my question for everybody right now, in the audience and on the panel, the image that you're looking at is the Anacapa Island. My question to you is, do each of those images show the same scale?
I don't know how that work. Were they all taken with the same focal length?
Yes.
And are the objects magnified? I can't look at it right now. Are the objects magnified in one?
Okay, well, that's why I'm posting it for you guys to evaluate. Okay, so anyone who can look at the image, if you're on the panel right now, does the middle image? Can you see the?
There's a clear
lighthouse?
difference between all three of them. I can see them,
Okay.
and there's a very clear difference.
Okay, would you say one of those differences is that the island appears larger than another picture?
Significantly, 2 to 3 times larger. Yes.
Would you attribute that to anything else but magnification?
I don't know what else I would be attributing that to.
Okay.
All right. My next question is going to be: do you have the raw images of this so we can prove that they were all taken with the same focal length? Because the Globers aren't going to believe it.
Yeah, I know. That's fine. Yeah, I do. I have those.
Awesome. Then there we go. There's our obstruction bottom up. Boom. Case closed.
There's a lot of things
Unless you're
going on in
denying
these
that
images. Actually, like this one here, you can see mirroring because you see the empty white spots. The one in the middle. It looks like that.
Yeah, the one
island
the
is
one in the
almost
middle has
completely gone.
Well, I would suggest you
Do
publish
any of the
this somewhere.
Globers? Do any
I
of the
would
Globers?
It's
Hold
on
on.
my
Are any of the
channel.
Globers?
No.
Are any of the
Publish this in
Globers-
some sort of scientific paper so that you can.
Are any of the Globers doubting that this is magnification of what's happening right here? Let's speak up now or forever hold your peace.
At what timestamp are we there?
Yeah, I already told you.
It's
What'd you say,
45:35.
45,
It's magnification.
45, 35.
What you think, Kosho? Kosho's one of the top
Yeah, I
ballers
already
here,
told
so
you.
we're gonna go with what he thinks. Sorry to the other guys, but I didn't hear it. What'd you say, Kosho?
I said no. This is not atmospheric magnification.
Well, look how much bigger the objects are. It looks like it's being magnified, no?
Kosho, I have a question. Can you hear me? Kosho.
I was
This ain't
just
gems,
talking.
bro. You can talk with your mouth
You
full.
think I can't hear you? Just ask your question.
Kosho, I'm in a spot where I might be breaking up. I'm just asking if you can hear me.
Yeah, we hear you.
Okay. The left image, okay? To the left of the island, you can see a sloping angle, correct? Like a triangle. You see that?
Yeah.
Okay. You see how large that is?
I see that in the middle image. There's
No, it's not
distortion,
in-
and you can't see a lot of what's going on there.
No, it's not in the middle image. But
I
if you
know.
go
I know.
over-
I'm saying I see in the middle image that these things aren't there.
Okay.
Because the atmosphere is
great.
distorted, yeah.
Okay, I wasn't going in that direction. Why don't you just wait? Okay, but if you go to the very right image and look in the same location, you can see that same arch. Okay, that's a 40-foot natural arch. In the left image, the arch is very large. In the very right image, the arch is barely discernible. What do you account that to? How do you account for that?
It'd be impossible for me to say anything about this without knowing the atmospherics of that day. It looks like these pictures, some of them, that one on the left could be the actual observation, and the two to the right could be two horribly distorted.
They're all actual observations.
Yeah. I'm talking about that aren't subject to refraction. The ones to the right.
Okay, there is no
refraction.
photograph.
Wait, I wouldn't know just by looking at it.
There is no photograph that you can produce that is not affected by refraction.
Yeah, I mean, There's no if we're gonna rule out any photograph with refraction, then
I
every
didn't say I'm
photograph
ruling it
ever
out. I'm
taken.
saying that I can't make a statement on this stuff, and I don't know
Okay.
all the details.
Travis, is there objects?
Obviously distorted.
Didn't have
comparison.
trouble making statements about that cruise ship without any of the details.
No, I did. I
Travis,
made the appropriate statement using the appropriate data that I had, and making an observation about what shape these objects should be. I can't tell you that without knowing which one is going to be what they actually look like without atmospheric refraction.
Travis, is there any objects in the picture that in one picture it's bigger, in the other picture it's smaller?
Yeah, the lighthouse.
Okay, what do we think about the lighthouse now, Kosho? Does it look like it's being magnified in one image and not the other, or what?
Yeah, I can't. I don't know.
Get a ruler out or something.
No, I'm saying I don't know what the where the observation's taken and what's going on. So
That's got nothing to do with it. That's got nothing.
Are they both from
to do with
the
it,
Travis?
Coach.
Travis, are they both from the same spot?
Information where I don't have any information on them.
Are they
Okay,
both taken from the
Kosho.
same spot, Travis?
Okay, hold on, Jeremy. Kosho, I am the creator of these photographs. I took these photographs. I can answer any question you want.
Are they both taken from the same spot?
I love you, Jeremy. Kosho, you can ask me any question.
I'm not
and
playing
I
this
will
game with
give
you, man. He just asked you a question, man.
What?
He just asked you a question. I'm not playing this game with you. You can
It's
answer
not
his
a
question.
game.
And
Okay,
yeah,
look.
if I had a question for you, I'll ask it.
It's okay.
But
Look,
he asked you a question.
yeah. He's asking it because you can't seem to be honest in this discussion. You just said you don't have information to answer the question, and I'm telling you,
Yeah, about the
I can.
atmospherics. That's right. That's right. He's asking you a question about the position that you've taken this picture. You declined.
Well, I mean, I just want to make sure that all the pictures are from the same spot with the same
Yes.
focal length. Yes. Okay. So what's the atmospherics are? It's magnifying the lighthouse. That's what's going on.
And are any of these taken at night or during the day? They're all taken during the day.
They're all during the day.
Kosho, is the lighthouse bigger in one picture than the other?
Well, I mean, the colors are different in every picture. I mean, I don't know what's going on here.
That's called the condition of the day.
So the conditions of the day have changed it so much so the water's blue in one picture and
Yes.
grayish in the other one.
Yes. Yes.
There's obviously like different optics, man. I mean, I don't know. That's just what I'm saying. I don't feel like making conclusions based
Imagine
on
that.
information used with different cameras, different
Data about the observation matters for the
There's
observation.
no way this is the same camera, the same focal length, the same.
Yeah. You tell
Okay,
yourself
all right.
that, Kosho. You tell yourself
Look at
that.
these. There's different colors.
Kosho.
Well, we can see different colors.
Exactly.
Hold on.
So you
We
see
can
what
see
the
different-
problem is.
Hold on a second.
That you guys keep
We can
saying
see-
it literally can't be anything else, and then he shows you pictures showing that it could literally be something else.
Kosho,
That's
we
the
see different
point.
colors of the
Look
water.
at how
Kosho,
different they are on different days.
Hold on a second. Kosho, we see different colors of the water. Kosho, we see different colors of the water in the same picture. Look at the Black Swan one. Up front, the water looks blue, and as it goes back, it looks like a different color. So that can happen with the same camera because it happens in the same
depending on the
in one
refraction.
picture.
Yeah, depending on the refraction, an image, like let's say like these objects in the view are obstructed, and they're all being refracted upwards. Some more than others. I mean, it's hard to say.
I notice you like to
Okay,
use
we're talking
refraction when
about
it's convenient,
magnetism.
It doesn't
Kosho. You
seem
like
like
to
it's hard
fall
to
back
say. It
on
seems
that
like you're
when
saying
it
some
helps
things pretty
explain
easily.
something that goes against your ball model.
Why are you asking me to make conclusions on something? I don't have.
I'm just pointing something out, and I'd also like to point something else out. Today we have proven conclusively, without a doubt, 100%, that Kosho and Jeremy are not the same person. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
I thought we were over that, but all right.
No, I wasn't.
Forget Jeremy.
I wasn't.
Hang
I
out
still
with
had
very
my
recording.
doubts, but now I don't.
Hang out
I
with
could
very
be a
good.
recording.
So I have a simple question, please. Why is there any horizon at all in these pictures if the Earth is flat? There should be zero horizon. You should be able to see forever, right?
No, that's a
No.
retarded statement that some people make where they don't understand what a horizon is. That's all.
Okay. Okay.
So
I'll
that's not true.
try to answer it. I'll try to answer it. I'll try to answer it in a more serene way. The horizon is 100% refracted. Okay, it is created by the conditions of the medium. That is why you have a horizon anywhere.
What medium are we talking about? The air?
The air through which you are looking.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Okay, because if you look, I can show you, and again, this is on my channel. I have some very interesting photos, videos to go with, and I walk through this. Brandon, you can pull up one of those panels that I put in your instant message. Okay. This is paid NASA show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So paid. I can show you different horizon in my photographs taken from the same location. That is, I set up in the same spot. So I'm not changing anything. And I take a picture of the horizon on the Chesapeake Bay, or the apparent horizon on the Chesapeake Bay. And yeah, that's right, because that's, if we're looking on the ocean, you're looking over water. You're seeing the horizon. The horizon is going to be at a different location in each image. Okay, so Brandon, you bring those. Okay, yeah. Okay, so can you see that image there, the 3 panes?
Okay, this is where Brandon, you're showing this, and
yeah, I'm sharing it in Discord and on YouTube.
One second. I'm still a newbie to. Okay.
All right, so I'm not going to go through the whole can you tell which one, blah, blah, blah. I'm just going to tell you that the left image and the middle image were shot with the same focal length. That is, I zoomed in to the same focal length. And in the middle image, the horizon is dropped back and raised up. And in the left image, the horizon is dropped down and brought closer. That is 100%. Okay, that is 100% due to refraction. That is the same.
I'm not familiar with the tides on the Chesapeake Bay.
That doesn't matter. The tides have nothing to do with this.
And how far away is this building from where you're standing?
5.85 miles.
And how far off the water are you?
5 foot.
While you're thinking about that, I'd like to point something out. I don't want to derail this conversation, but if you look at this picture on the left here, and you look at this horizon,
there's obviously some sort of distortion going on. Look at the building that's squished. It's higher and squished. Right?
This mirror. It's not smushed. What you're seeing in the picture to the left is like a mirror image along the water. If you were to take the that line,
wasn't that guy trying to answer?
In the middle picture, and you were to cut it into the picture to the left.
I think Paige was talking.
The house, and
I think Kosho cut him off.
Yeah. Kosho, why don't take a back seat, Kosho? Paige was talking.
Maybe let the other guy talk, Kosho. He was right in the middle of giving his thought.
I'm helping you see what I'd seen. If you guys don't want people to know that.
He was in the middle of his thought, and you cut him off and told him what he's thinking.
Mic check. Okay.
Literally.
You're in the exact same location?
Yes, sir.
Interesting.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah.
I don't see the tower in the picture on the left.
It might be the way Brandon has the.
Okay, it's in there. Hold on.
I'll give him.
Let me zoom in a little bit. It is there.
I'll give you that.
There it is. Yeah, huge differences, right?
Oh, yeah, the atmosphere does change, especially over water.
Is it magnifying shit or no?
Yes,
that's the whole point of this.
It's not magnifying anything.
Yes, it is. The image on the left.
You're seeing a duplication of
it's only magnifying things for people who actually look at them and then are intellectually honest
it's
about
not
it.
hard to see. If you notice, everything's a mirror image of it's just right below it. It's just literally making a mirror of what's above it.
Here's
and that picture on the left, everything is every piece of the horizon there is mirror image right below it. You're just seeing it appear to be stretched out because you're seeing a duplicate of the same thing. Everything along that horizon is duplicated right below it.
Okay.
See, the difference between the evidence that we got to propose and they can put forward is we're going to need.
Coach,
And
every
letting
object,
everyone know that.
every object in the picture, you can look and say,
Hey,
"Oh, wow,
Brandon.
right
I don't
below
know
it."
why you're modding
Brandon.
Jeremy. Go ahead, Jeremy. Finish your statement.
I just want to say that the difference between the evidence we put forward and the evidence you guys put forward is our evidence is going to need to be definitive,
Well,
unquestionable,
that's what I just said then, Jeremy.
and objective.
Every object along the horizon in that picture to the left is also duplicated right below it.
That's
Yes,
got
I
nothing to do
understand. You're
with it
saying
being-
this isn't definitive.
No, I'm saying that's
Right.
what's happening here. That's why it looks like it's.
Yeah,
that's why it looks so weird. It's because every object is duplicated right below it.
That's
Yes, you're
this
saying
is a
this
red
isn't
herring.
definitive proof of magnification. That's what you're saying,
It's
right?
not magnified. He's saying it's
Yeah.
not magnified. He's saying it's duplicated. So it
Okay,
looks
look.
twice as big.
Okay, look.
Right, so-
Stop. Okay, stop. Brandon, all you have to do is bring up something that you can block the bottom part of the inferior mirage, and so that Kosho can somehow focus on the physical image at the top. That physical image at the top is not the same scale as the middle image, and they're both the same focal length. So the image on the left is magnified because it is bigger. We're not talking about the inferior mirage. That's a red herring.
Bring that up higher, Brendan. Yeah, bring that thing up higher. So
Nope,
it's actually
right there.
That's it,
Nope,
right
right
there,
there. That's
Coach.
it.
No,
right
that's
there.
not. That's
Yeah,
not. That's
let's
not
come
the
in at. Okay, so you're red herring for sure. Look at this thing. You can clearly see where it's doubled. I'm going in the middle there between the clear spots, right? That's,
No, yeah,
that's where
don't
it's
do that.
doubled,
No,
right
move
there.
that out of the way and look at the house thingy in the to the left. There's a white.
Yeah,
shape there.
right in the middle, right there. We'll give you there, right there.
No, I would go up a little bit more.
No,
so
that's
you can
good enough.
actually block
Go,
out the
just
bottom of that.
focus on Travis's point. Give me a fucking break, Kosho.
Yeah, if you have to, if you have to do that, then go ahead and do that.
Okay,
But
so you don't want to answer the
scroll it up-
question, so
put it
you
up a
just
little bit more,
conceded.
you're
Thank you very much. Kosho has
This-
conceded, Travis. You are
This
correct.
guy's being his dishonest. I mean,
Weaselly.
this is getting outrageous.
I said that a
you
while
gotta put it
ago.
over-
How many
you're gonna-
times?
you gotta
He is
distort a
intellectually
picture. Go ahead,
dishonest, and he's
that
made
way.
it clear.
Why
No,
are you being
we
so
have no need
dishonest,
for that,
Kosho?
Kosho. Here, go to Gym Server. They have great need for that there. We don't have that
You
here.
can clearly see in the other images of that house, the top part of it is bigger than the bottom part of it. You've made it so that the bottom part of it is equally the same size as the top part of it. You have to block out more of that bottom of that house.
I was more than fair with how much I blocked out.
Yeah, sure, but then keep it that way.
Okay, good. So you don't want to answer the question. You've conceded.
No, I'm telling you that you're going to deny reality, so go ahead and deny reality.
Oh, now I'm denying reality again. All right. I think we've had enough about you. Thank you very much, though, for
I
coming.
think what
You
we
can
can
come
see
tomorrow.
clearly is that you're not here honestly, with honest
That's it.
intention.
I'm done. That was 5 times he's told us that we're denying reality. I'm fucking sick of it. Thanks, Kosho. Thanks for coming. I mean,
This is what I
more
mean
than
when we're
fair.
gonna-
He's just ended the night by red herring. Look at that. You see that white right there, right here, right in the middle of that. You can clearly tell that's where it's mirrored. That's where I had it. That's more than fair. I even had a little more up, and he's still gonna whine that it's not right because he doesn't want to answer the question. Why doesn't he want to answer the question? Why is he being so slippery? Ask yourself that. And why wouldn't
They
he
have
just
to.
answer a legitimate, reasonable question?
Because they know our points are valid right here. It doesn't prove anything. It's 100%, but they know our points are valid, and they still can't, admit to them. It's weird.
I'm telling you guys, if we have atmospheric magnification, the last hour of the show wouldn't even have needed to happen because we would already have been able to easily explain the bottom-up obstruction of the ship, a building, whatever.
I'm not sure exactly what you think we've been doing for the last year, but we've been showing
Travis
all
is
of that.
lying. Travis is lying.
As
Shout out
to the
Jose.
mirror image too, it's what we call inverted and folded. Means if it was letters that you could read like on the side of a boat from left to right, in the reflection you can't read the letters from left to right.
So can I ask Travis
Upside
why is
down
he
and
lying? Can I ask Travis
backwards.
why is he lying?
No, but Jose, just truly go through this photo with Travis, because
No, I
Well,
want to
you
go through
relate
the
to
previous
the
photo
rescue.
where
but
they
you
were.
can't bring up that.
I want to see the previous photo that was here with the island in the background. 3 different photos to point Travis
Really?
lie.
Why,
But
why
you
would it
can't
really
start out
matter
with why
what you
someone's
want
lying.
to see,
Let's
Jose?
go through the
Could
photo.
you explain that to me? Why
Yeah,
your
I'm not talking to you,
desire
Jim, but you're too cute
Well,
to be
I am
talking.
talking to you. I've been quiet. I've been here all afternoon, and you just came in. So now I have an opportunity to say something. Well, I'm saying it.
Go ahead, Jimbo.
Thank
what?
you. You already say it. Now I want to say that
you
Travis
can
is lying.
ignore all you want, but I can also
interrupt me again.
overtalk you and drown you out and not
Yeah, I
allow
know
you
you
to
can.
take over the show with your bullshit. Because
come on, you can.
anyone responsible enough would not allow one to end and then for you to just come and take over the rest of the show till the after
come on,
show.
Jimbo.
Am I
Come on,
wrong for holding that position? Unless
Yeah.
everyone here certainly wants you to, monopolize this and
No,
have
go
your
ahead, Jimbo.
show, turn it into
He
one. That's
indicated he
fine
could
with
point
me,
out
but
a
it's
lie. I mean, if he
consensus.
can't do that in a few minutes, then I say we just, move on without
Yeah,
him.
give him 2-3 minutes.
That's a pretty
and then
serious
do his
accusation if he can't point it
goofy
out.
nonsense.
Okay, Brandon C is your moderator in the chat. He's a fuckboy and he is a cocksucker. You cannot mute me for that. He typed it in the chat. I sent you evidence in your DM. Brandon Toy. That's the first thing.
I don't
That's the
think
first
you
thing.
understand how
Now,
the rules work.
with
If
Travis,
he's the moderator, he
I
can
want
do
to
what he
address
wants.
Travis if you allow me to. It's only if you allow me to.
So, do you see a difference between these two houses in these photos, Jose? Do you think that they're one is bigger than the other, magnified per se?
Ooh, I try. Discord gave me an issue for the previous photo that you have with the island in the background, the 3 photos. That's the one I wanted to address. And then I'll address this after we talk about the previous one with the island in the background.
Hey, okay, Jose. Why do you have to come in hot and accuse me of lying? Why can't you maybe perhaps ask questions to figure out if perhaps you're looking at something incorrectly? When you come in and accuse me of being a liar, I have no desire to interact with you, man. None.
You got to try
So
to
you're
trigger
lying.
people.
Okay.
He
You're
has no
lying and you don't want
substance
it.
in argument.
You don't want to
He
back
has
up your
to
claims.
try to
Okay.
use troll tactics,
Okay,
and
hold
that's
on,
all he's here for.
Jimbo. Jimbo, hold on. Okay, Jose, I am more than willing to have a conversation with you. If you would apologize for calling me a liar, I'll answer any question you have.
I apologize for saying Jimbo is cute because he's really not, but I think his voice is
You
cute.
can kiss my salty nuts if you like there. I'll make sure. Let me know a few days in advance so I don't shower
I
before
want to
you
have a
get
word
here.
with Travis, if I may.
You see, he's really only there to play bullshit games and pull nonsense for the rest of the show. Make sure nothing really happens here. So, like I say, it's his show. It's up to everyone.
I want to talk about the photo in question.
I got you. All right. Anybody? Let's see. Where do we want to go from here? We got 8 minutes left. Do you have a serious point to make, Jose, or no?
Yes, I do.
Let's hear it.
The previous photo where the little piece of island was in the background, not the one in screen right now, but the previous one. I say Travis is lying for saying they are the same focal length, the same orientation, the same height. I think they are different heights, different focal lengths, different zoom in, and all that kind of stuff. Unless he show evidence for the contrary, I can tell by looking at the photos they are different focal length, different heights, and different location.
You want to put money on?
No, I don't do bets. That's only for flat earthers.
Only lies.
Only accusations.
Oh, hey, it's evidence in the photos. It's evidence. Look at that. Different height and different focal lengths. Thank you for sharing that. I'm seeing it on YouTube.
Different atmospheric conditions at different days and different times.
Well, that's what you guys say. Now, Travis was asked a question. Is this the same focal length and different location? Travis said, yes. They go, there you go. So no, nothing to question Travis. They say, like, are you sure? Let's prove your point. You cannot prove your point because you are lying, Travis. It's a different focal point, different location. Thank you very much.
Why don't you put some money on it, Jose? Travis is willing to
I
put some money
don't
on
do
it.
money. I don't do money. No, I don't do bets.
Okay, well,
These blowers don't got a lot of money in the bank.
why don't you
anyway.
make it a friendly wager? If he's right, you're calling him a liar. And if he's right and can supply the evidence, you give him half an hour on your show to
No.
to show whatever he wants.
He can give me his camera.
No, thank you.
You won't bet a half an hour.
He can
on
be
your show?
honest. He can be
Jose?
honest and show the data, or I can just hang up and he will continue being a liar. That's all.
Please hang up. I second it. If you volunteer to hang up, I'll second the motion. Goodbye.
All right. So, any final thoughts on any of these images or anything? Actually, let's just go into
Yes.
final thoughts at 7:45.
Yes, my final thoughts on the pictures. Travis's line is different focal length, different.
So you already said
orientations.
that,
Thank you.
Jose. I know you're playing your little troll game, and if I came into your show
No,
and
I'm
did
not.
this,
I'm
then
being
you would throw a
honest.
fit, and you
I'm
would
being honest.
say, why are you doing that?
And you know why I jump in first? Because I'm very offended that you got a moderator named Brandon C. He calling me a cocksucker, a fuck boy, and all that shit. You don't do anything. I mean, it's a bad look for you. But it's your channel. You can do whatever you want.
Oh,
You can
you're
have
so
any
innocent,
moderator.
Jose. You're so pure and white, lily white, like a little lamb.
I'd feel bad
It's
for
all
you, Jose, if it wasn't true.
So anyway,
okay, it's
let's
okay.
go final thoughts.
I'm just here exposing Travis
Okay,
for his lies.
you might have heard me talking there, right, Jose? Do you let people talk over you on their show? On your show?
Jimbo interrupted you first, and then I interrupt Jimbo.
All right. There we go, Jose. I'll take you off mute for your final thoughts. So let's go for final thoughts. Jimbo, I'm going to let you go first.
Pretty good show, pretty good flow, some good stuff covered. Hope there's a good one tomorrow. Thank you for your time, too.
Yep, thank you, Jimbo. Allie B.
Can you hear me okay?
Yes, sir.
Good stuff, thanks. Yeah, very interesting. Just for co-show, denying magnification or whatever, that person, I think it's Thomas Andrew Young or something like that. And if you look into optics, you'll find out that it's accepted that atmospheric magnification happens. So it's clearly he's just been in denial all the time. It was shout out Travis, good man, and Jose, you're just a twat being lately. Cheers, Brandon.
Cheers, Allie. Thanks, man. Brian Leakey. Brian Mabbitt.
Yeah, good evening, mate. I've only just jumped in.
Oh, okay.
I'll give you some thoughts if you like.
Of course.
If this imaginary curve that they see ahead of them, if it is there, because assumably they think we're living on a ball, we would have the same curvature left to right, and we don't. There is no curvature left to right. If there is curvature forward of us, there has to be curvature in every direction, doesn't there? It's a ball, allegedly. So it's ludicrous. There is no curvature left to right, only ahead of us, where we're looking through the thickest of our atmosphere. That distorts everything. That's why I won't talk about pictures.
There's curve left to right. You
Yep,
just
good
can't
point.
see it.
Final thoughts. You'll get your chance paid next show.
Yeah, ahead of us then. Why can we see it ahead of us?
Well, hold on. Let's not get into a back and forth. You guys can discuss this after in the overtime. Let's get through the final thoughts. Anything else, Brian?
No, mate. It's just ludicrous. And that bridge picture they're all shouting about, it's exactly the same. You're looking through thicker and thicker atmosphere as you're looking down the bridge. You're getting more and more distortion. And that's what's creating a image of the bridge bending or stooping or dropping. All it is the magnification is altering as you are looking through thicker and thicker and thicker atmosphere. And then go to the side of the bridge and guess what? It's perfectly flat.
Absolutely. Thanks, Brian.
Hey,
Travis.
can I cut in? Can I cut in?
Oh, yeah. Go ahead. Take your turn, Brian. Yeah.
Myself. All right, I posted a video in on Discord general chat for Flat Earth Test. It's a cool little video, man. I got a couple cool ones coming up too, so subscribe. And it's about the sun, my explanation of the sun, and it's something for us to build on, maybe, or at least a conversation piece. But it's just one little thing. As far as the horizon, it's obviously optical. It varies all the way from the black swan to what we've seen tonight, and it's not a geometric place. It's just pretty much a focal point, for lack of better words, is where everything converges. and like we see the letter, the ship, that one picture that I think Ranty took, it's spelled out that things are compressing, because the letters are on the boat. So a lot of these boats you don't see that don't have letters on them, and they're saying that they're disappearing due to Earth curve. But if there was letters on the boat, you'd see them compressing, and then you have magnification. Like tonight, anybody can see it with a Fresnel lens. Anybody can demonstrate it in 2 seconds with a Fresnel lens and any object in front of it. Just pull it away, and you'll see it disappear from the bottom up. So that's my thoughts.
Thank you, Brian. I posted your channel in the YouTube chat, so go check it out. Brian's always tinkering around with something and always full ideas and energy for sure. Thanks, Brian. Travis.
Yeah, I think that I demonstrated last week. I have no problem in going back and correcting a mistake that I made, Ranty discrepancy, and I made a video correcting my error. I would be happy to address anyone available in the description on my video. If you want to have an honest discussion, ask any question, I will be honest with you. If I don't have data in the videos or whatever, feel free to ask. But Jose, yeah, if you honestly have a discussion, then you're going to have to apologize and start over. Thanks.
Thanks, Travis. Rockwell. Jeremy.
Yeah, I just think that we need to prove beyond any doubt, any shadow of a doubt, that atmospheric magnification is taking place. Now, if anyone has a vantage point where they can see something, 5-10 miles away from maybe their front porch or something, and just keep the camera on it nonstop, or do a time lapse over the course of a couple weeks or a month or something. Maybe we can catch this atmospheric magnification happening to where the Globers just can't deny it anymore. That's all. If anyone sends a high altitude balloon up, holler at your boy, because I got some ideas. That's all.
Sweet. Thanks, Jeremy. Jimbo. Oh, you already went, Jimbo. Jose. Final thoughts.
Final thoughts. Jimbo is cute. Travis is a dishonest and a liar, and Brandon C is a cocksucker fuck girl. Thank you.
Thank you, Jose. Kosho, final thoughts?
Yeah. I had some time to look at the picture that you muted me when I was discussing, and clearly, very clearly, you can see that the distance between the two buildings on the left side of the picture are strangely much closer than in the other picture. So if they're closer together, that means that the reason why it's bigger is because it's zoomed in more, regardless of the fact that he says they're the same zoom.
I believe this says, can you tell which one is shot with full optical zoom? What was the answer, Travis?
Well, if you want to address some Kosho, the other panel is more specific to that. But
his answer before was the two on the left had the same zoom.
The two on the left have the same zoom. One on the right is farthest.
But hopefully the audience can see now that he's lying. You can see that the buildings are closer together on the left than in the middle. So
okay, that
sounds like you just don't understand what magnification and refraction are. Like,
it doesn't
yes,
match
it's going to
what
make
I
it look
think
weird.
should match.
Yes,
You must be lying. Got it, Kosho. Thank you. Left lane.
On the horizon, the geometric horizon, if there were no geometric horizon, there would be no apparent horizon. And on magnification, our atmosphere is laid out in a horizontal manner, stratified in layers. And if you think about magnification, it would not only have to stand up vertically, but shape itself into a convex lens in order to magnify. That doesn't happen. And on the dishonesty and all that, we really need to get these concepts. We're all grown-ass men. These things are not that difficult. And I guess everybody should really look at themselves and make sure they're being honest with themselves. And maybe that'll reflect in these conversations. And that's all I got. Thanks, Brandon.
Thanks, Howard. Paid NASA shill. Any final thoughts, paid NASA shill?
No, thanks. I'm just And here listening, this magnification that you guys discovered is nothing new. It's quick Google search finds they knew it as far back as 1799, I think so.
So we know the atmosphere is
Cool.
magnifying things?
Hmm?
So we know the atmosphere is magnifying things.
On occasion.
There we go. Thank you very much. Can you
Cool.
post that reference in the general? Would you mind?
Sure. You like?
Thanks.
I mean, it involves math, so I don't know if you guys can.
Yeah, we're
Math
all
and
we're all
geometry.
good with math. Yeah, we're math champions.
Very funny.
Not really.
I got a
Thank
math guy. I got a math guy. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got math. I'm sure you do.
Parmesan.
I do.
Final thoughts. Thanks, Pat. Next to Shell. Parmesan.
Nothing from me.
Okay. Rakia.
Yeah, I think a lot of character did come out tonight. Just like you heard that guy said, "Oh, you're not good with math. I don't think you can handle it. You're a liar. You're this." It's all they have. Talking during my final thoughts shows character also. It's a shame. So here we go. We know it's magnifying. He admitted it. We've shown it. I don't get it. I mean, I really don't. It is pretty simple. You can see it in our day-to-day observations that we video and we show on here, and they still deny it. So there's always tomorrow, I guess. Good show, Brandon.
Thanks, Rakia. SC Montreal.
Yes, sir. Another good show, guys. Wow. I missed a lot of it, but I got the gist of it. Boats over the horizon, right? That's due to perspective. Things get smaller with distance, like street lights at a distance, in combination with the atmosphere. Shout out Travis, the ether band, everybody drink. Makes things disappear bottom up. Anybody want to see evidence? Travis has plenty. I have one myself. YouTube, SC Montreal 4 Mile Bridge, and check out the paddle boaters. Good show. Peace out, everybody.
Thanks, SC. Appreciate that. Show me the tides with flat Earth Ed.
Yes, the Earth is not flat. And my open challenge to all flat earthers and people who say the Earth is not a globe still remains. Talk about your ideas of the shape of the Earth without mentioning the globe. It's very difficult for all of you, but you really should try it once.
It's flat. Didn't mention the globe once.
All right,
Yeah,
thanks,
you didn't
Ed.
explain shit as always. But thanks
The
anyway.
nonsense these people say, I swear to God.
Bob Dole.
Yeah, it seemed like Kosho, when he was showing his little gift thing, that the details of the observation weren't important because boat go over curve, boat disappear. But then whenever we have observations from someone else showing that it might possibly be something other than what he decided, suddenly all of these details are important and he needs to know every last little piece of information before he can come to any conclusion whatsoever on what's happening. Which, I mean, if you want to pick one or the other, that's fine. But switching from one to the other, especially in the same conversation on the same night, that shows what kind of person you are, okay? If you want to say we never need the details, that's a stand. That's at least a stand, okay? But saying we don't need the details for yours and you can know absolutely its curve from the Earth curving, and then say that we do need the details with someone else and you can't come to any hard conclusions whatsoever, I mean, well, again, that shows what kind of person you are.
Thanks, Bob. Appreciate it. My final thoughts. Thanks to the panel for a great show tonight. Thanks for Kosho, Ed, Left Lane, the ballers that came in and represented their side of the argument. It's good to have multiple viewpoints. Thanks to the Flat Earthers for bringing the evidence, Travis and others. Appreciate that. And I will be back live no later than next Monday, the 28th. I will likely not be live before then due to holidays, birthdays, anniversaries, all kinds of family obligations. However, I will be debating conspiracy cats on Agree to Disagree tomorrow, I believe. Not sure if it's going to be live tomorrow, but that's the day of the debate. So be looking for that. Once I get a link, I'll post it in general in our Discord. Supposed to be just a conversation with Cats at his request. So, as far as this honesty dishonesty thing, I think people can make up their own minds. They can listen and make up their own minds. I don't see anything wrong with questioning what we've been told. We have plenty of reason to do so. And just to blindly accept information or data or explanations that have been given to you just because they fit your preconceived notions, I don't think is an honest position to take either. Okay. Thanks, guys. I'll be back. I will be recording the overtime, so give me about 5 minutes. Thank you. All right, everyone. Merry Christmas. I hope you guys all have a nice holiday, whatever holiday it is that you celebrate. And, I think I missed a super chat, and I apologize for that, from Taking Back Eden FE, Truth Talk for a title, I take it. Thanks, Taking Back Eden FE. Sorry I took so long on that one. Yeah, Truth Talk. It sounds like, what's that Saturday Night Live? Have you ever seen that skit where they sit around with the and drink the coffee and giggle? It kind of reminds me of a show that would be like that. I don't know. I'll think about it. Thanks for the suggestion. Thanks for the super chat and supporting the show. Hope everybody has a wonderful holiday. And hopefully I can pop up maybe Saturday or Sundays, depending on what the family is doing, and get some, I'll get some stuff I have in the can out too. So if you're bored one day, you can come and find it. So I appreciate it. Thanks for all the support. We will see you no later than Monday. Everybody have a good night. Adios.